A new morning in NSF brings, well, not necessarily good tidings. For anybody listening to the morning news or listening to a streaming report or maybe with their customized homepage open, the first thing you notice for this morning is boop, severe weather alert. Looks like it's another dry, windy, sandy day in NSF. Watch out, kids. It's gonna get sandblasty out there. Krill, in her bunker, of course, doesn't really notice much weather, but may have noticed the weather alert. Last we saw Krill was descending down an elevator into the abyss below. How do we find Krill this fine new NSF morning?
So in her basement, there's two separated off rooms in the entire place. Bathroom and an office. The camera comes through the garage door, just the grated fence simply separating her open living and the elevator shaft. There's technology sprawling across the ceiling and walls that looks more like vines, with its circuitry overlapping and weaving with each other. Monitors are there, but they're weirdly splayed about. A lot of her internal optics do enough for her, so almost everything there is for the sake of efficiency. Server towers and coolers for medicine. And as the camera passes all these little trinkets, it starts seeing the horde pile of scrap. Just mounds of unused tech. And through that, we go through the little door. And there we see a weird chair, curved to fit her back perfectly. Krill wakes up. Oh my god. When was the last time I had actual REM sleep? It's disorienting. Getting out of the chair. She is quickly reminded by her state, as stepping out on what once was her best leg falls under her. Okay. Not what we are... Not running at our top 100. Alright. Grabbing the crutch from the night before, she lifts herself up and checks his weather report in more higher detail.
High winds, high UV, and sand to boot.
Sand to boot. That will make no benefits until the storm's over with that. She's got no tech that requires solar right now. Alright. Best be careful if we go outside. Leaving her tiny office, it is just another room for storage. At least the scrap in this room is more organized, like actually on shelves. There's at least a lockbox in there as well. Some half-built weapons and drones on them. She looks at her bench that she's worked on for the last 3 years. No microprocessing manufacturing arms. No high-tech scan arrays. It's just a table with tools lining it, various little doohickeys to make things work better for her. And all she can think about is the lab. Back at the scrapyard. I can't repair this, and she kind of looks to her right, and in the corner, shoved between a well-organized shelf and the wall, is body after body after body. Failed attempts at creating a working exoskeleton to build a whole new form on. She didn't have the tech, she didn't have the parts. She didn't have the vision. What would she have been? Krill knew not what she could do. Never knew what would be useful. Every new form was simply an idea, but what would she do with that body in this world? What would be the point? She can hear a blender going off in the other end of the room. Number 2 is probably already ahead of her, making her NutriBlend shake in the morning with medicine already inside. She honestly is a sweetheart. Krill just kind of thinks. Number 2, designation, sweet. No. She deletes it. Sugar. She kind of lets out a little chuckle, knowing that even if she has found these new people, and she's thankful for them, she's not really alone right now. She never really is. She goes back into the room to see her little family. Snips is scuttering around as fast as he can. Not very fast. But excitedly, he is moving a blender, which is attached to his head on the top port, bringing it up to Krill's feet. Thank you, Snips. And, of the weird mechanical machinery that is her mouth, front ventation part, some of the tongles lift up as a small straw comes out. She lifts the blender up to the straw and just lets out a deep sigh as she starts to drink. One is playing in the scrap, just bustling about, making a mess like he always does. 3 seems to keep practicing with her holo projector over and over, seemingly now just... Krill had asked her to make a funny Photoshop the other day, and now she starts seeing pictures of Krill and the family, poorly drawn, looking almost as if it was done in paint with just a mouse, of 5 drones and a weird little gimpy humanoid happy together. And she kind of lets out a good sigh and is pretty happy. It isn't until she checks on 4 does she realize he's not... 4 wasn't the most playful beforehand, but he would usually at least be joining 1 in the pile, but For some reason, it's just staring. Every bit of data. It's almost as if he's in targeting mode. Still, Krill's receiving an excessive amount of data input from him. She considers doing a scan, but her curiosity gets the better of her as she just kind of watches. And yeah, I think that's how Krill's morning usually would go after not a successful mission, but with this little antisocial bug, yeah, that was a pretty successful day. Also, not dying is a good thing.
I was either going to let you find your own way out of that scene, or if you found it to an end, I was happy to help guide to the next camera movement. So, as the camera fades on this happy little bug and her AirSats family, the camera comes up. High thread count linens. Luxury. Opulence. What is Karen doing this morning?
Well, after a nice long shower that had 2 cameras on me at the time, I took a couple of follow-up pictures as I applied my morning routine and proceed to upload them to my OnlyStans account in my bright pink neon painted walls, fluffy counter, fluffy floor, fluffy toilet seat cover, fluffy top of the toilet seat cover. And I'm in my cute little chair at the counter, applying my latest nail polish. But this has been different for Karen. There's a lot going on in her mind this morning, beyond her normal routine. This has taken quite a bit longer to get through this time. There was a bit of hesitation before I posted on the OnlyStans. That never happened before. For once, there were other people in my mind this morning. And I'm not sure how that makes me feel.
As Karen retreats into her own mind over her coffee, we find ourselves at the base. Lights just as they were left, and standing there is one aberrant Troy model sex bot who has just spent the night alone, seemingly, in your new base. For the moment, at least. How do we find Troy? How was his night? How was his morning?
Well, after recharging his batteries for like the last 3 hours, Troy, for the most part, is following along with what his protocols usually dictate, which is while everyone's away, tidy and keep up and stuff. But there's almost a certain sense of avoidance. He's intentionally going into these protocols. They're a distraction. They're sort of taking his mind off of the whole, oh shit, I'm alive sort of thing, but he can't ever quite get it out of his head. At some point, he sees the monitors and stuff sitting in the other room, and he decides he's going to go to one of them. He's going to go to one of them, and he's going to load up some kind of search engine, whatever would be the popular search engine at the time. Do these monitors have like the ability to access?
The popular search engines of the time after the corporate collapses, Google got wrapped into Red Sea, but Red Sea wanted to offload some tax assets and sold it to a lesser search engine company that was a subsidiary of Blue Sky. So the dominant search engine of the day is Duck. It's Google.
So yeah, he starts Google searching stuff, and he sits there.
Actually, the verb is duck it.
Oh.
Yes, you duck it things now.
Of course. So he's sitting at the duck it screen. He wants to know something, but he doesn't know what the hell he needs to actually search up. This is all very new to him. So the very first thing he searches up is, what am I? Which just yields a various kind of inconclusive results. There's depictions of a band, there's depictions of some kind of philosophy thing that just doesn't really suit. He searches up next, what is Troy? With the top result being a Wikipedia article to the city of Troy, which doesn't really answer his question. The next one being the Troy units that he is a part of, which don't really give any new information to him. He already knows what, the technical aspects of what being a Troy is. So his next search is Troy Alive, which does not still really give anything. He's come across a few forums of people that have used a Troy or have owned a Troy and said, yeah, the personality cores are pretty impressive. It's almost like they're alive, but that's really all. He's lost and confused, and he's not sure where to find the answers right now. So he goes back to tidying up. It's almost a sort of comfort for him right now. At the very least, it was something he was built to do. It's something he can fall into at least.
We leave Troy mid avoidance of existential spiral, and we find ourselves Patty and Dalton. How goes the first day of exercise? Bright and early.
So, as they're making their way, Patty is kept her pace down considerably at this point. She's been purposely keeping just an inch behind Dalton, so if he starts to slow down, she can kick him in the butt a little bit, keep fucking going. Okay, we're almost to the hill. Okay, we're almost there. 5 more steps. 5 more steps.
You've been saying 5 more steps for a half hour.
Okay.
How many more steps of 5 more steps?
5 more steps, bud. Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, 5 more steps. 5,
Oh,
4,
Jesus.
3, 2, 1. And as they're starting to peek their way around the corner in the kind of the apartment complex, we're starting to get to this like crescendo point. It's like right there. Come on. You got it.
As soon as I see over this hill, I'm going to fall down, and I'm not getting up till
If you
tomorrow.
fall down, I will kick your ass.
You can beat me to death at this point. Just take me out of this.
Come on, man.
Jesus.
It's worth it. Keep up. You've got it.
Dalton, give me a roll.
Ooh.
You don't fall. The knees are wobbly, but they don't give out, my man.
Come on. You gotta show off for Karen. You gotta do this, okay? You gotta
Oh my
fucking
God.
get it. 5,
This is
4,
not worth
3.
anybody. Oh, Jesus. Jeez.
Come
Oh,
on.
my
You know it's
knees.
gonna be fucking worth it. Come on. As they're starting to go, there's that last little bit where he almost stops for a second because it's like just that last little crescendo, and then eventually as like they come over it, there's this entire just like opening that just cuts across the city. And Patty just like stops and just like lets him get his breath. She's like, stand up, make sure you got your hands on your head, get the air going through your lungs. You bend over, you're gonna not feel good. There you go.
With like a labored breath,
There you
trying
go.
to stretch out his back.
Give me a
There
roll.
you go.
-1.
As you stretch out, that lower back just tightens right up on you. You've been holding your torso straight this entire time, and you just, oh Jesus, it's seized up, I think.
Oh,
You okay?
I hate this. Oh, I hate this.
All right. What's going on? What do you feel?
Oh, tight back, tight.
Right back? Okay. So let's get you on the edge of the bench, all right? And I'll work out those muscles, and you just take some deep, slow breaths, okay?
Dalton just falls first onto the bench. Falls face first onto the bench.
Patty's just looking at him. Dude, you're missing the best fucking part. And she's just like pointing up, like that little bit of ledge just above him.
Slumps over. Just the
on.
most wet noodle movement possible.
Yeah, she's like trying to like slowly lift him, and she's like, "Oh fuck," and in her mind, she's like, "Fuck, he's heavy." Even like shit.
Patty, give me a roll.
Yeah. -2.
He's not really moving.
Well, you know what? Here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna put put your water bottle right here. Whenever you feel like it, take a drink. Okay, just here's what we're gonna do.
Limply waved his hand at it.
Okay, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna push you on your back. This way, the pressure's off of your torso. So there you go. Good job, dude. You made it. You made a whole ass 15-minute jog. We only stopped 5 times.
Hang on, we've only been doing this for 15 minutes?
15 minutes.
Dalton.
Oh my god.
Dalton. You have to manage to get your way back, too.
Do you think we could call a car to get back?
No. We both know neither of us have that enough money.
I mean, I don't know if I can physically make it. We got stuff to do today, and
Dalton?
I'm never. Yes.
Okay, how about this? We'll walk the first 5 minutes. If if you can run for 8 minutes in a row, we'll walk the rest of the 7. Okay?
You just said walk, and now it turned into run all of a sudden. You said 5 minutes. I feel like this is the same trap. We're just gonna end up doing the whole damn thing.
No, we're not gonna do the whole damn thing. I promise you. You did really good, bud.
Dalton's gonna try and get off his stomach and sit up, knowing that he does have to make it back. This was part of the deal.
Come on, come here. My arm's right here. Grab onto it. You can use it as leverage, okay?
Dalton stands up and
I want rolls from
on
both.
shaky
No.
ground.
I want rolls
Yeah.
from both of you.
+1.
-1.
Dalton really kind of throws his weight on you.
Ah, fuck. All right.
Hey,
it's okay.
you're a good friend for doing this.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
appreciate it.
Not the first time I've carried someone with a larger load.
I mean, you didn't have to say it like that, but I accept. That's what we're working on, I guess.
Yeah. All right. She slowly helps lift him onto his feet. She's like, take some breaths. Just look out over the view. It's pretty fantastic. I'm not gonna lie. Some days I have a hard time getting out of bed, but as soon as I get up here, it's fucking worth it.
All right, I will admit the view does keep me from getting too salty at you, but I'm seething.
Look, be angry as me as much as you want, but whenever we get you to a point where you can do this in one run, no stop, we'll be there, okay?
Fine. I'm
Just
going to need
imagine.
to take several seats in the future. This is awful.
It's okay. See, just imagine Karen being at the top of this hill. You'll be able to get it. You've got it.
So, Dalton, the view is whipping you with sand.
Yeah.
You're getting sandblasted on this hill.
I don't understand why we had to do this after a severe weather warning, Patty.
Are you kidding me? That's the best time. If you can survive in this weather, you can survive in anything.
How are your lungs surviving this? Jeez, I can barely breathe out here.
You know what? Once we get through this, I'll give you my recipe. And first off, we'll probably get some face masks. This way we can at least cover your mouth and get the air in without getting the sand in. Trust me. It is a bit of a pain and a bit of an adjustment period. It is. Trust me.
Hey, Dalton, give me a roll.
Zero.
Dalton doesn't notice, but Patty does have actually a mask that filters all the sand. Dalton's a little too exerted to really be paying too close of attention to much of anything right now. But yeah, Patty's breathing fine.
Come on, man. Let's go. Okay. All right. First 5 minutes. All right. Come on. Come on.
Dalton tries to stand and move through the storm.
Just remember, the rest of the day, you don't have to stand at all. You can drive in a car.
I feel like I can't trust anything you say anymore. I feel like now I'm gonna have to stand all day.
I will make a promise. Scout's honor.
Since we met up this morning, which I'll remind you, you knocked on my door at 4 after telling me you'd be here at 5. Then you consistently lied to me all day about what we were gonna do, kept me running for 15 minutes straight. I've barely walked 15 minutes in the last week.
I was saying 5 in the central time.
Oh my god, every time with you, every time I bring it up, you
sorry,
change directions.
I was drunk
I can't
and you didn't
do
listen
this.
to me.
Oh my god.
So I said 5 central time.
Have you
before
considered that
it
you
all
were
happened.
drunk and that's why you don't remember what you said to me?
That's not the point, okay? I woke up.
I
was
feel like that's entirely my point.
I woke up. It looked like it was about 4:30 my time, and I'm like, great. So I cleaned up a little bit, got it all ready. Fingernail polish is chipped as fuck, but we're good. So
I feel like you need to fix the clocks in your house.
don't tell me how to live my life. So let's go. And she starts gently prodding him, like, come on, come on, come on.
Dalton's still
you
not
either get
giving
your-
up, pushing forward.
Dalton,
Drink of your
give me
water
a
now.
give me a
or
roll.
at the end.
Plus 1.
The legs move forward.
There you go. See, it's much easier on the way down. You're using much more of your muscles, but it's a lot easier.
Is this gonna get much worse then? Because again, this has not been consistent.
Look, I'm telling you, right? Going down is so much more of a breeze, all right? You would be surprised how easy it is compared to going up.
Dalton, give me a roll.
+1.
Let's go. You got it, Dalton. You got it. You got it.
The legs are moving, but I think at this point, Dalton is probably realizing that running downhill is not easier than running uphill. That in fact, you find your feet are beginning to flop. That you're having to try and stop yourself from gaining speed.
You're leaning too far forward, man. You gotta be able to like hold your gravity back, okay? You're going too fast forward. You start moving forward, you're gonna flop your face, okay? You gotta slower
We've only
pace.
been doing this one day. I still have a weird center of gravity.
That's all right. You're learning how to use the weight better.
Oh, I'm definitely gonna fall.
All right. I'll be in front of you, all right? If you start falling, I'll catch you.
I'm just gonna say this. You don't have to say yes. Just a moment of vulnerability. Can I please have a piggyback?
I can fireman carry you. I can't piggyback you.
Just something, please. Oh, my legs.
No, it's not happening. Come on.
Give
You
me,
got it,
give
you got
me, give me. I want rolls from both of you.
it. Okay.
Don't tell anyone I asked
That's
you for a
true.
piggyback, though. I'm going to be embarrassed
My
for
lips
this
are
later.
sealed. Okay.
If Patty
Oh, we're
doesn't
fucked.
want to, Patty doesn't have to.
No. So, is he going down?
Oh, well, Dalton, would you like to roll again?
I would, actually.
He's not falling yet.
All right, there you go. There you go. You got it, buddy. You got it. There we go. We're almost there, all right? We're almost there.
Wait a second. Do you have a spare mask? That might make it easier.
I think I left
Well, how
mine at
long-
home. I'm
How
sorry.
long have you been wearing that?
The whole time?
Oh my god. Is that why
It's
you were
not-
running behind me?
I assumed you had another mask on your own, or you just like
You-
getting hit in the face with sand.
You could see me. I couldn't see you.
Oh. At the end of the day, you're still an adult. You still know what the sand weather's like.
Oh, Jesus. Not when I waked up. You woke me up and forced me out of the house. I had no idea. When did that alert come in?
I
Yeah,
came
it
in like
It came in
2:30?
after 4. No, it...
No, it came at 2:30. I looked at my messages. It was at 2:30. They put the second message in at 4. Come on. We're almost there. You're about halfway home now. Come on,
I
come
am
on.
coping with this as hard as I can right now.
Well, keep coping harder because we're almost there.
Taking in deep breaths of jagged, rocky air.
Come on. Do you want to switch off? Do you want me to breathe in the air for a little bit?
Are you offering me a mask? I'll
Yes.
take it.
Oh, fuck, Sam. Here you go.
Dalton immediately smells the booze like caked into the mask.
She's
I'm
sober
okay,
right now.
thanks.
She is not drunk at all.
Oh,
She's
I feel
full
it.
sobriety.
I feel like that's on your teeth at this point.
Generally, alcoholics, when they sweat the next day, very much you can smell the booze on them.
Fair enough.
You actually keep that. I think I'll take my chances with
All right, you're lost.
literal rocks.
All right, well, this water's sitting for you at the end of this hill, okay?
Thought this water was waiting for me at the top of the hill. It's
Well,
always
you didn't
something
decide
new.
to drink from it then. That was your own fault. Come on, Dalton. Let's go.
Dalton is going to try to pick up the pace to get home faster.
Give me a roll.
Oh no. Yeah, Patty's on the side this time. She ain't catching him.
+2?
Hey!
Defying all odds, he picks up the pace.
There you go. 2 minutes. It's right there. 2 minutes. Come on. Come
Okay.
on.
2 minutes sounds like time has actually moved. I think I can do this. I think I can do this.
We're almost there. Come on.
The sand, obviously, as he's running, hits him harder in the face, breathing in more rocks and dust, but pushing through and moving down as fast as he can, motivated by the idea that eventually he'll be able to go into a different room from Patty.
Come on. Right there. 1 minute. We're almost there. 1 minute. Come on. You got it. Just remember, bottle of water, protein shake for you at the end. Come on.
Eventually, Patty will be gone.
What was that?
Just gotta focus on that. Get away from Patty.
Come on.
Get away from Patty.
Come on. You're almost there.
Take an entire day
30 seconds,
away
30
from
seconds.
Patty.
30 seconds. All right. Come on. You've got it. All right. 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. She stops counting because they get like another 30 seconds on them. And they get like to the very end. 3, 2, 1. There you go, Dalton. You fucking made your first run.
Dalton, give me a roll.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
+1.
Congratulations, Dalton. You don't pass out at the steps of the Palatial Arms Estates.
Dalton definitely sees his vision black out for a moment, going tunneled, and then just comes back.
Keep your head up.
Geez.
Take some breaths. In. Out.
Could I get some of that water now, though?
There you go. Good job. You did it, buddy. And I give him like a clap on the back and maybe his back spasms.
Oh,
Pulls the entire top off and just...
I need a roll from Dalton again. I'm going to let you narrate this, Dalton, but just imagine you were taking a drink of water as Patty slapped you on the back after this run, and with that modifier, with a 0 in athletics.
Immediately throws up last night's dinner, the entire water they just put in, and just like hits the ground on all fours and just has like a runner's vomit all over the place, spreading bile across the entire front step to their apartment.
It's all right, Dalton. Just take breaths, let it out. It's all right. It's okay.
The camera starts pulling away, and the sand whipping in front of Dalton and Patty slowly fades them and obscures them from view. As the sand seemingly just starts to fade out again as the camera pushes up on a building, an apartment complex, right through the front of it, into an apartment. We see Jacob in a thrashed apartment, tied to the chair, arms to the arms, legs to the legs, a slash from all the way down across the cheek. As the camera pans around Jacob, you see scrawled on the wall in front of Jacob, snitches. As you come to Jacob, a flash. Jacob walking up to his apartment after getting mysterious comms message. A burning in your neck, blackness. Awake. A punch, blackness. Awake. Something crusty stuck to your cheek. Who knows what hour it is? What do you do?
Am I still gagged in any way?
Oh, yes.
What type of chair am I in?
A standard wooden armchair.
basically, he's gonna start using the rock, just panels and the legs open up, and just immediately just woof, 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 back and forth. See if he can at least just, knock it to one side.
Give me a roll. And to everybody else, I told you.
Oh, well, there we go.
Congratulations. However you wish this scene to play out, play it out.
So, and originally he was just gonna see if he could knock it over, just see if he can at least reorient himself. Worked a little too fucking well. Side of the head hits at the bottom of the floor, but a little crack can be heard in the chair. Again, roll up. Next thing he knows, he's just on his knees, and then just woof, legs, help him go backwards, and just into one of the walls, hits the chair, and just boom. Something finally breaks and gives, and next thing you know, chair's now just stuck on his back. Or at least the back of the chair is stuck while the legs are broken off from now.
Have a look around the place if you've managed to untie yourself.
At this point, arms are free. Starts just a little glance around the room as he starts trying to fuck around with whatever's still wrapped around his legs. Can I do an investigate roll?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Got a +1.
Okay, yeah.
That's my stat.
Yeah. Nothing seemingly important missing.
Mm-hmm.
The place thoroughly is trashed. It seems less searchy and more revengey.
Right.
And as I stated, scrawled on the wall, in something red, says snitches.
Mm-hmm. Eventually, he just starts checking himself. Does he still have his SMGs?
Mm-hmm. They're not on you, but they're on the floor.
Okay.
You have been separated from them.
Yes. So, before he does literally anything else, just walks up, grabs him, gives a little look over, and just sees, like, oh. Thoughts start going through his head. It's just like, well, my boy fucking told me, to come back here. What could have possibly, and then eventually he thinks, oh, let me check the codex. Is there anything else that could have been on there?
There is a message. It is the same message that got you back to this location. But there is nothing of any note beyond that, especially for someone with your, shall we say, lack of technical skills.
Mm-hmm. Well, taking a moment to compose himself. Is he back at his apartment?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so at this point, fucking, he just gives it a moment, looks around, and is like, today's just not the day to clean this bullshit up. With the cut in his head, he just realizes, well, I probably need to get a refill on some meds. So first thing he does is just into the codex, and he starts ringing Patty up.
So they pretty much, I figure this is about happening the same time they just finished the run.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so her phone's now ringing, and the ID is a blue baller. Yeah, what you need?
Okay, he's still a little groggy just now that
in the background you hear retching.
Oh, don't mind that. That's Dalton. Just got through his first run. Hey, it's Jacob. Tell him.
Dalton,
you're muted.
Dalton. Yeah. Hey, Dalton. It's Jacob.
Yeah. No,
Exactly.
words.
Yeah. Yep,
Just-
that's
just immediately.
Dalton. Yeah, he just had his first runner's vomit.
Oh,
He
fuck.
feels good. He feels great.
Just for a brief moment, whatever pounding headache Jacob has from being knocked out and fucking sliced up, just a little tiny bit better. And just a little breath, and he just thinks to himself, all right, well, either way, I think we got some fucking problems.
Yeah,
Long
did
story-
you? The other person you stayed with last night get you something?
I don't know what the fuck happened. Long story short, made it back to the apartment. Someone got the jump on me. I think I got I don't fucking know. Long story short, woke up in my own apartment. I'm all fucked up, I'm a little cut up, and fucking woke up tied up in a fucking wooden chair in my own house. So
Damn, freaky.
I like either fucking way, I'm gonna need you to hook me up with some fucking beds.
Hmm.
Base.
You know, maybe if you got me last night, I feel a little more generous. I don't know. I feel a little skimpy today, you know?
Look, either way, I'm gonna need you to patch up this cut.
Oh, cut. So what? She decided to go full BDSM on you, huh? You into some knife play shit?
You know, I wish I could fucking say what that's what happened. And then eventually he, to cut the bullshit, he just codex away from the ear and just took pictures of what happened at his fucking place and sent them to Patty.
Oh, fuck you. Oh, shit. Damn, dude.
That's what I'm trying to fucking tell you. No, like for real, I'm gonna need
Wait, does that say snitches?
I don't know what the fuck's going on.
Who did you fuck over?
Who have I not?
Fair enough. Alright, well, come by the base, I'll have some shit ready for you, alright?
Alright.
Alright, don't fuck around with anybody else, I guess? That's the best offer I get?
Look, I just need you to look me over once I'm there.
Yeah, alright, I'll see you there. Come meet, Troy, these people now.
Wait, what?
Yeah, Troy's going through this whole, realizing he's a person shit.
And just with that, he just clicks the end call button.
Alright. Come on, Dalton, let's get you back, get you a shower. Let's go, come on.
That'd be really nice. Can it be a cold shower?
Sure. Best
Just-
shower.
Yeah, with that, Jacob just stumbles over to the sink, cold water in the face, again, just clutching at that little cut that hurts like a bitch with the cold water. Out the apartment.
For the purposes of mechanics behind the scenes, Jacob, you have a moderate consequence. Call it sliced face. Dalton, for the purposes of mechanics behind the scenes, you too have a moderate consequence. Call it busted ass body.
Valid.
There we go. Got him marked.
Cool.
All right.
Do I need to
Wait,
step
wait.
in?
I was just wondering what we were doing. I thought.
Well, 3 of you are aware that you're to meet back at the base. 1 of you is at the base, so that's, fairly straightforward. I mean, it's not really my place to step in here.
So after Dalton steps out of his shower, gets into his clothes, walks out to Patty.
Yeah, she's got a new protein shake set up. She's got an extra bottle of water. She's got some pills for the back, probably.
Patty, give me your roll on that protein shake.
Sure, no issue. +3.
Dalton, I don't know how this crazy bitch did it, but the protein shake actually tastes good.
it has like a burger-ish flavor to it. So it tastes like a little bit of apple smoked bacon. It's got a little bit of cheese in there. It's got the solid thickness.
Did you make this out of my leftovers? What is this?
Nah, shit, dude. The shit that they can make in these fucking new years, you could literally have a full course meal all in a fucking shake.
I have not been paying attention to the health food industry, I guess.
Yeah, well, that's what happens when you drive a fucking 2015 busted ass old car.
It's a classic.
Yeah, and see where that got us last night. Fuck, my head's hurting. The hangover's kind of starting to hit.
Look, we should get out of here pretty soon. I just I want to stop by and Dalton seems like kind of hesitant for a second, as if like thinking about what he wants to say. We should probably go check on Krill. She wasn't in super good shape when we dropped her off, so maybe we should make sure that she can get to the base.
Yeah, let me get a quick shower in. I'll change, and then I'll meet you at your car in like 5.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Cool. No issue.
As soon as Patty walks out to go do her thing, Dalton just makes a coffee, which he wasn't allowed to do earlier.
Give me a roll. Tastes like shit, man.
Oh God! Oh no, her milkshake, her weird energy shake, health shake, whatever this thing is has now ruined coffee for me forever. I shouldn't have touched it. Dalton spends a little while sitting there staring at his coffee, just kind of thumbing the side of it and watching the ripples split in it, just thinking about the last few days and just how much kind of new experience he's had in this time, and it's kind of very much lost in thought and very much not drinking his garbage coffee. Thinking about having to meet up with everybody again, having to pick up Krill, and where Jacob's been for the night. Just very much lost in the sauce.
Eventually, it comes to the point where Patty's like coming to the car, and then she doesn't necessarily automatically see him. She's like, where the fuck is he? And then she like eventually makes her way to the door. Yo, Dalton, we coming or not?
Snaps out of it. Oh, yeah, of course.
Right. I can barely drive these fucking cars, okay? I need someone actual usefulness here.
The whole time Wordy's the whole time they're walking down the stairs, just Dalton's getting an earful of how garbage old his car is.
Yeah. She's like, look, dude, I get it, alright? I love watching your old fucking ass movies, but there's a reason that they're old fucking ass movies, okay?
Again, I would argue that those are described by whatever film society has deemed them important as classics. You know, like that's where my car fits in. Classics. Yeah. You keep saying shit, garbage, all these words that don't describe my vehicle.
Okay, there's a reason why they're there and not here is because they are fucking nerds. By
this point, they're still having the argument, opening the doors and getting in.
Yeah. It's just a constant argument as they're just like back and forth, like fucking like the older guy and the kid just almost like just arguing about dumb shit.
Dalton fires up the engine, and again, it just as Dalton always feels when he fires up the engine and starts feeling the grip of the wheels on the road, Patty disappears. The vomit from earlier, doesn't feel it in his throat. Still there, but doesn't feel it. And just takes off, rolls down a window, and feels all the
sand?
Well, not rolls all the way down, but rolls it enough so that there's definitely still a crack of it coming in. Because anything, including huffing, speeding, sanding air, it's all worth it to ignore Patty.
Give me a roll.
Patty's like,
Understood.
oh, fuck, the hangover's kicking in. Fuck.
The exercise, in combination with the sand, you miss your turn.
Dalton, you better pull over soon, or you're gonna have Upchuck in this fucking car.
Just do it out the window into the sand.
All right.
I'm not stopping.
I start rolling down the windows. The sand just blasts in her face. She's like, and then just vomit down the fucking highway.
Oh, I just realized we missed our turn. Oh my god, I'm gonna have to do so many corrections. Oh, we're gonna have to go. I missed the exit, so we have to go around town.
You know, this is another benefit of driving.
Your your next exit is not too far, but it will make you backtrack as we fade from the car. Puke streaming down the side of it, now encrusted with sand, drying very quickly in this air. We find ourselves with Karen again. Having had her morning coffee, having maybe gotten her brain right for the day, having already made a few bucks, what do we find Karen doing?
Karen's slowly emerging from the bathroom into the one-bedroom apartment. And it is a plethora of fuzzy and soft and cute. But a cursory glance will notice that there's nothing unique about any of the items in this house. They're all just things. There's no memorabilia or anything that seems tied to a specific person. And Karen doesn't see any of it and walks over to her bed/couch and sits down, trying to consider if she should call Nerdy One or not. He would be a nice escape from those other chuckleheads. I do owe him. Karen gives Nerdy One a call.
Do you need me, or are you flying solo? You need me?
Yeah.
Oh Lord, I have to create this dude's cadence. All right. He was a hacker, right?
Yes,
Okay.
I believe.
Hey there, Miss Karen. How are you doing?
Oh, I'm wonderful. How are you, Nerdy One?
Oh, so much
minute.
better now that you called me.
Yeah, well, I just, I was trying to get through my morning and was remembering that wonderful favor you did for me the other day.
Oh, it's nothing. Anything for you, Miss Karen.
Well, I don't want to leave anything on the table between us.
You don't owe me anything, Miss Karen.
Well, if you are so inclined, then I would be open for a little bit of a soiree this morning if you have a few extra credits to throw my way.
I mean, I would, Miss Karen, but rent. I need a place to live.
Don't we all, Nerty One? Mm. Mm. Hmm. Well, how about this? It's been a minute since I've had anyone to make any content with. Do you think you could maybe help me out? I'm feeling just a little bit out of touch with the rest of the world.
And you hear a clattering of a device. You hear shuffling in the background. You hear panicking. I mean, she wants me to. I can't. I just feel. And you clearly hear a body hit the floor.
Nerdy One. Nerdy One.
It wasn't a dream, Miss Karen, right? You're really there?
Yes, it's really me.
I just had the strangest dream. You said you asked me to make content with you.
Yeah, I did. I get the distinct impression that even if I came over, I don't think the content would be very productive.
I'm more of a watcher, Miss Karen.
Okay. I will keep that in mind for another time.
I'm sorry, Miss Karen.
Well, I think we may be able to find ways to make it up to me later on. Have a good day. Click.
The camera cuts from the disheveled weeaboo apartment hole dwelling that is Nerdy One's cave of sorts. Having seen this image and seen him freaking out in circles like a roadrunner in the background when Miss Karen asked such a favor. And we find ourselves with Patty and Dalton finally arriving at Krill's underground domicile.
Alright, you stay in the car, I'll go get Krill.
Yeah, I'm. Now that I've sat down, I'm not getting up. So
Yeah.
go on.
Sorry, just give me a second. The headache's kicking in, and I just take out some Tylenol or whatever pills they have today, and then just pop it in.
Dalton leans over, pops the door open, turns, and just shoves
Hey,
Patty out the door.
fuck you. Okay, I needed a fucking minute.
You had the entire car ride. Go get Krill.
I only threw him at the last two.
Now I'm tired.
All and I slam the door as I walk over to the garage. And eventually, as I'm walking over, I'm like, how the fuck does she get back in here? And I like look at the front door kind of, and I like kick loudly, "Hey, Krill!"
You are looking at a industrial elevator. You see a button panel to your left with big ass red and yellow buttons on them, but no buzzer or apartment number or anything that could knock per se.
I look behind at Dalton. I'm like, fine. Is there a way I can just like open it and get inside, or is there like a specific lock or something?
You see on one of the buttons, the like open door symbol is on one of them.
Cool.
Does Patty see this? Give me a roll.
Sure. I mean, to be fair, it is pretty sandy. -1.
You have nothing to notice.
All right, cool. I go back to the car. I open it, slide back in. I just pull out the codex. I'm like, giving Krill a ring.
You have if you do you have your?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Krill crafted you a set of magnificent HoloLenses of sorts. So either way.
Yep.
Hello?
Hey, we're out front.
Oh. I'll be right there.
Yeah. Heads up. Apparently some fucked with Jacob last night, so that might be our day. I don't know.
Understood.
Yep.
And
Hey.
she just hangs up.
Yeah. As that's happening, Patty's like turning Dalton. Hey, Dalton, you give Karen a ring?
No, but good call. Pulls out his device and starts calling Karen. Not even sure if he has Karen's actual number.
I assume he'll.
Hello?
Hey, Karen?
Who is this?
Yeah,
Who is this?
it's Dalton.
Who?
Dalton. We work together on the.
The car driver. Yes. Hi, Dalton.
Yes,
How
yeah.
are you?
Worse now, but we're picking up everybody for the day. Wondering if you needed a lift.
Oh, yes. Yeah, that would be great. How soon will you be here? I need to get ready.
I would say I could be there in 10 minutes, no problem, even through this storm, not a big deal. But I have already picked up Patty, and Patty is trying to get Krill, and I imagine those two are going to make this take some time.
Take several seats. Give me 15 minutes at least.
Okay.
Thank you.
No problem. Dalton sits there for a second, hangs up, yells back to Patty. Yeah, I got Karen. We're going to pick her up in
All right,
15,
cool.
so take your time.
Yeah. All right. Well, that reminds me. I sent a message to Jacob. I'm like, hey, you need a ride?
Muted.
Wait a second. Yeah. I was actually trying to see the map. Give me a second. Where the fuck? There it is. Fuck. So which zone does Jacob live in again?
Well, you see, you weren't here for the session where we described where everybody lives during the drop-off, so realistically, Jacob would probably be in Zone 3, the residential section. But we're in that section, probably not too close to San Bruno, the mountain, or the lower right or near the ag zones, as those are generally seen as premier locations. So somewhere in there.
Yeah. Because I'm trying to think like how realistically what that type of run would look like.
In today's weather conditions, moving at the speed you move, it would be like being in a sandblaster.
Right.
Straight up. you just take a sandblaster nozzle and just do like this with it.
Right.
That's pretty much what it would be like.
So, now with this cut thoroughly caked in fucking sand, you fucking just, in the little codex, and he just looks at it and just goes,
There's always public transport.
right. He just says, yeah, fuck it. Meet me around, the palatial Armas Estates.
Oh god.
And then
Okay,
jump-
Dalton. We're gonna have to make a turn back to our place to pick up Jacob, and then we gotta make our way to Karen. All right.
Okay, I do want to remind you that as of picking up Jacob, we are now full, and you have someone sitting in your lap.
It's okay. I'll sit in Karen's lap and shotgun. I'm not sitting on his lap.
Okay, I don't know if we can necessarily stuff Krill in the trunk again.
We don't need to. Troy's not with us. She could just ride in the back.
Okay,
Great.
if you got it all worked out, fine. Just
Yeah, surprisingly, when you don't have the entire fucking group of us in here, it's a little easier.
Patty, suddenly behind you, the massive industrial elevator going down. You see you hear a heavy slam as the machinery starts. There's about another minute, two. And there's Krill again. Completely decked out with all of her drones ported on her one way or another. Snips on her head. The only thing you notice, though, is it looks like she's grabbed one of her experimental guns. It's just like something on her side. And besides that, yeah, she looks about the same, crutch in hand.
Yeah, I open up the door and I pull the back, and I'm like, "You doing all right?"
Yeah, moving sucks, but besides that, no, moving sucks.
Yeah. Well, you see, the best benefit here today is you'll probably be moving faster than Dalton. He just got his first run in.
Krill just scans Dalton to see how he's doing.
you see him like quite maybe 4, 5, 6 feet away in the car on the street, and he's still like wobbly. He doesn't look his usual self.
He's got he's got micro tears in most of his muscle fiber at this point. His blood is hyperoxygenated, though he does seem to have mildly sprained his diaphragm from the huffing and puffing he did. There's general inflammation of the esophagus from the throwing up. And you see that the intestines are full of attempting to digest this heavy protein shake that he has consumed.
Well, at least he puked before having the shake.
True. All right. So get you inside. We'll pick up Jacob. Send a message to Karen just to say we're going to be a little later, and then we'll pick up Karen last.
So Krill is noting when muscle tissue is being worked proper, it tears, and that's actually a positive thing to it.
Mm-hmm.
Making note of that.
Dalton yells from the car, "Are you guys done having a chat? Are we going?"
No, sorry, Krill was literally getting in the car when she scanned you.
Okay. In that case, let's go.
Sweet.
Give me a driving check.
Don't miss the exit this time.
Before you describe how you do this. You're fine.
It's obviously rough out here with these high sand winds, so not necessarily peeling off the way Dalton likes to. He just, he doesn't peel off, but he definitely speeds away.
It's an industrial section of town. nobody really pays too much attention to noise pollution and that sort of thing. So
Yeah,
no
and
heads
Dalton's
turn,
got
no.
this like this nostalgia for when he's in this area. He likes to rip it a little bit.
Fair enough. You make your way back the way you just came. Now, Jacob, I want a judgment call. Do you live adjacent to the Palatial Arms Estates, or do you live in the Palatial Arms Estates?
Adjacent.
Okay. Then you guys find yourself winding back through the industrial section of town, large industrial buildings and smaller industrial buildings. Less advertising in this part of town, seeing as mostly it is sort of a port of entry and it is a manufacturing sector, and there's not much need. The purchases that go on in this sort of place are industrial and wholesale purchases, and those sorts of companies and suppliers rarely advertise to end consumers. At most, you end up with an advertisement with like a sweeping field of swishing wheat and just a vague female voice that comes over and says, you know, blue sky. And you're sort of like, okay, I saw an advertisement for something, I think. But yeah, generally speaking, the people in this part of town don't really need to be advertised to so much. But as you transition to the residential section, immediately you start to see, you know, the Uptown Girl Show and the slave to ratings advertisings kicked off, and for some reason somebody in BDSM bondage, but it's a gun shop's advertisement, and you're like, I'm not sure what I'm being advertised in this ad even at this point. It's so like, I don't know what's going on. You make your way back. You start to hit just as it cracks in, you get past that sort of like freeway off ramp, hyper capitalist, burger joint, hot dog stand, sort of protein shake depot sort of location, and you break into the sort of residential areas. And driving past down the surface street, the Palatial Arms Estates are towering. I mean, these are a 25,000 person complex. They are massive, right? And as you drive past those, just kitty corner to the Palatial Arms Estate is the Bachelor's Apartments, and it's just basic block text. It is the most no frills location. There are just doors lining outside walkways that are exposed to the air. There's no indoor corridors. Everything leads to an outdoor corridor where there's a door facing outwardly, and the rest can be left up to you guys.
So at this point, a familiar Jacob is just hanging around just a corner of one of the buildings, just still clutching the fucking cut. Obviously still very much in pain as he's just waiting on the crew to arrive.
Dalton is starting to circle the block to try and find and spot Jacob.
How are you? I'm telling you, Dalton. Just a little love tap on him. It wouldn't hurt him. Okay, just a little love tap.
You gotta stop telling me to love tap. I don't know what you mean.
I mean, just bump him, hit him a little bit, just a little bit, okay?
With my entire car.
Yes.
Okay. See, that's what's confusing me. You keep saying love tap, and then with a car.
I mean, like, I don't want to fucking kill him. I just want to hit him a little bit.
How much driving have you done in your life?
Let me see. I got my permit. That was 2 months.
Dalton's squinting
4
through the
months
sand
total?
for Jacob. That's not enough. And how many years ago was that?
I mean, the last time I drove, I rode out on an emergency, so...
Dalton.
Rode or drove?
Dalton. Patty pulls out a long expired driver's permit.
A long.
Look,
I'm
look,
sorry, a permit. Oh, I didn't realize who I was talking to. Oh,
this
geez.
is enough.
Queen of the road out here.
Hey, I've driven the fucking ambulance, okay?
Dalton, give me a roll. Patty, give me a roll as well.
+1.
-1.
Dalton, the ambulance drives itself. MedTech vehicles are automated to a GPS locator beacon for their high-end clientele. It just hones in on a location and goes.
Patty, I've worked in a garage. I've fixed ambulances. They hone in on locations through automated technologies.
Okay,
I'm not
yeah,
going to be
but in
bullshitted by
case
this.
the automatic goes out,
Which happened exactly how many times in your career? 0?
That's not the point.
I think I see Jacob.
Love tap him, I'm telling you.
It's not happening. I pull up next to Jacob, without being fully informed of Jacob's situation. Immediately roll down the window and yell outside. Where were you all yesterday? Come on, get in the damn car. You're wasting everybody's time here, you jerk. Let's go. Come on.
So at this point, Jacob just kind of, little mean mug towards Dalton as he, walks over the car, just to show off the athleticism. He walks up to Dalton's side of the car and just hands on top, and just slides himself inside past Dalton.
Give me a roll.
I'm gonna see. Motherfucker. Yeah, with this.
Narrate it how you want, but that didn't go smoothly. Let's just put it that way.
Just everything's going good. He's looking all edgy and fine, and just dink right there on the chin as he gets inside. Still ends up in the back seat.
Add a minor consequence to your sheet now.
Yes.
Busted up chin.
Mm-hmm. Minor.
I mean, it was definitely very smooth of you to slide past Patty in the front seat all the way back and not knock Krill's head off.
Yes.
Isn't this your already busted up chin?
No.
Sliced face.
Yeah, sliced face.
Sliced face, busted up chin, and he's already still concussed, and he's not having a good day.
Wow.
Jesus.
Wow,
dude.
Jacob, you look awful.
Nice to see you too, Krill.
Why
They did
has
a
your
fucking
exterior
number.
taken so much damage?
What happened?
As
Why
they're
has your
talking, starts
exterior
driving
taken
away.
so much damage?
I mean, I got fucking, like I told Patty here, I just got on the way home. So one of my boys told me that something was happening. And just next thing you know, I think I got hit and it just goes black. And then next thing I know, I'm waking up in my apartment, just tied up, and my place is fucking trashed and bleeding and I don't know what to tell you.
Sounds like you got jumped.
Yeah.
What was it? I mean, was it connected to anything we've been doing the past 2 days or so? Like, it's
Fucking, I didn't see anyone. The only thing that that could tip off anything was that there was snitches wrote across my apartment wall and some red shit, but that's not really my game.
yeah. Did you?
Do you have any images of this red
Yeah.
shit?
Here, and he just pulls out the codex and just forwards the same pictures that he sent to Patty to Krill.
Can Krill do an in-depth investigation on the photos?
I've been thinking of this moment because I knew it was coming. And I've actually thought about this for quite some time. Like, this has been since I thought this up. I knew this question would come from you. And I knew it would come in this form because I knew they were highly doubtful we were going to be in Jacob's apartment as a crew. So I've thought about this. I will give you a loose description of the material at a higher resolution, but there is no capability described in these devices for chemical analysis or any such thing. So I will describe it as a moderately solid waxy substance of red tint.
Krill considers a lot of different materials. Paint's an obvious one, but it feels too obvious. Jacob, is there any member of your crew that finds enjoyment in the use of crayons?
I mean, they were all kind of a little wacky like that. You know? It's like interacting with a bunch of fucking 9-year-olds.
Material is hard to analyze from just a solid image. It's a waxy substance of some sort.
Dalton from the front. I'm not going back.
We aren't going back.
There you go. I mean, look, it's gonna be on my it's still gonna be on my wall, so it's like, that's not getting cleaned.
Well, next person you bring over, maybe they can help you out.
Noted.
Dalton just. Ooh.
Green isn't a good color on you, Patty.
Excuse you, I'm wearing red.
Ooh. So, Jacob,
Not our
not to,
analogies, apparently, either.
not to get too far off what Patty wants to talk about, but did they like take anything from you? They steal your guap or something, or like was it just a message?
That's the fucking weird thing, is they didn't take anything. They even left me my fucking guns and shit. They
Oh,
didn't.
that's sus.
Well, that's what I'm saying, is like nothing was taken. They just fucked my place up.
And left you a message.
Yep.
After fucking you up.
Mm-hmm.
I have been on the street for 5 so years. How do you not even recognize that as someone sending you a message, Jacob?
I just don't understand the message.
I mean, somebody certainly wanted you to catch these hands.
I mean, yeah, but they could have at least let me know who it was.
Jacob, did you ever sell information of the Nils to anyone outside of them?
No, that was never my game. Did
Do
I
you
fuck
know
over a
anyone
few?
who would?
He just looks away from, just kind of out into space. I mean, look,
I want
with the
2 rolls. I want Jacob and I want Krell.
also the no,
Okay,
No,
cool.
Patty.
I wasn't sure. I was just wanting to make sure.
no,
Krill,
haven't said anything about the reporter yet.
elevated blood pressure, but I mean, he's cut. But there are signs of deception here. All things
No.
considered, though, a night of beatings, rough morning, all of those signs could be overlapping physiology. Kind of difficult to tell right now.
Well, taking your assumption at face value that you are not a snitch and do not sell information, let's assume they think you are the snitch and go from there.
I mean, this isn't really like the Nils. If it was them, they would have like drawn like a chaos star or some fucking other edgy bullshit like that around the place.
They didn't when they hit us last time. And they didn't when they were watching us the first day.
Fair.
I'm sure you're used to the street gang,
Yeah.
but I feel like we're being followed by professionals.
Well, the Mills ain't professional, if you catch my drift.
They could know them, though.
Where to, Dalton?
We're on the way to Karen's place to pick her
Dalton, you're already pulling up. With that driving roll, you were...
yeah, as soon as I was ready, as you were ready, I was there.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna... Dalton thinks about the last interaction he had calling Karen and that moment of cold forget. And he just texts, "Hey, we're downstairs."
2 minutes later, Karen comes downstairs, not in any particular hurry, and comes up to the driver's side door. Are any of you in the front seat?
Yeah,
I turned to Patty. Get back.
I pull the seat forward and I push forward to where I'm still in the seat, and I'm like, "There's free room back there."
Patty, I'm gonna need you to...
I'm fine.
Stamp on
I'm
out.
fine. Hey, look, we're all sharing here, right? Sharing is caring.
Karen starts to stick her hand into her purse and says, "Get in the back. I'm not feeling it today, Patty."
Oh, you want to fuck with me? And I put my hand on my side.
Dalton leans over, pops the door open, shoves Patty out of the car again.
Give me your roll.
Which one of us?
All three of you.
Chaos.
+0.
Would you want it any other way?
-1.
Mine is 3.
Patty, after the workout, man, like trying to shove Patty's like not small herself and geared up and in a seated position, right? Like that arm just basically goes noodle on you when you try and push
And
Sorry,
then
Karen, I did my best.
I flex the muscle a little bit. Sorry, Dalton.
At this point, Jacob just kind of perks up and just says, like, he gives Patty a bit of a look, like a bit of that, like, I'm bad for dipping out sort of look. And he just goes like, "Hey, look, I'm gonna need you to work on this cut either way. You want to get a head start?" He's just kind of like beckoning her to like come over to the back.
All right, fine. And I like slide into the back as I start like putting it back together.
Thank you.
And then I whisper under my breath,
Jacob just looks at Karen and it's just like, "I wasn't doing it for you." Just straight, just flat out.
You're not even sure if Karen noticed what you said to her.
Okay, so Scooby Gang, where are we headed?
Yeah, as Karen sits down, good to see you again. Hope you had a less eventful night than everyone here. Just starts pulling the car out.
Exceedingly so. How was your night?
I mean, if you consider 4 a.m. still the night, awful.
"You made it just up that hill perfectly fine. Don't you go complaining now."
Patty, Jacob needs your help.
I can do 2 things at once, and I'm like, keep your face to the side as I'm
Over the sound.
Okay,
Oh,
fine.
that's right. You were going on a run this morning. How did that go, Dalton?
I made it to the top of the mountain, I made it to the bottom of the mountain, and then I threw up.
And he didn't fall.
Oh, well. Thanks for telling me.
Well, I figured if I didn't tell you, for sure Patty would tell you, so might as well get it out in the open. Let everyone know about my
I
embarrassment.
don't know why. I don't know what you're complaining about. That was a proud fucking moment for me. Watching you get up and down that without fucking falling. I've never been so proud of someone in my fucking life.
There's a... Dalton stays quiet, but it's a quiet moment for him of, like, actual, like... You did do that. You did do the run. You did make it. You did get all the way back before you threw up.
Give me a roll, Dalton.
-1.
Still hurts though.
Yeah.
Like a lot. You know, it's that first day of a workout routine. You have no results. Like you just hurt.
It's a quiet pride in the fact that I did it, and there's nothing else to it.
Yep. Probably a little dread too, because you know she's gonna want to do it again.
I do want to say I'm not gonna ask this often, Karen, but maybe pay attention. I don't have a lot of sensation in my arms, so if you see them just noodle to my sides, maybe grab the wheel. I should be okay, but I'm not really.
Duly noted. I like this workout.
I don't.
Driving check fine. Sweeping back from Karen's place towards the base. I mean, you're functionally not that far, actually. You just start delving the depths, dropping down layers, leaving hollow advertisements, starting to see more and more small stands and corner stores. People, as you sort of like go to the under layers of NSF, in the sort of commercial zone especially, because the Wells under layers are off limits strictly for security purposes, right? But the commercial area has multiple layers where people are allowed to be and set up shop, and it's sort of at the top. You have, of course, you know, your high-end fashion. You have all of the stuff that people want to spend a lot of creds on. But as you go down lower and lower, you start to find the main street, as it were, where the people actually carve out a living selling like noodles. You guys find your way back to the base, scraping on your way in, pulling into your garage, where you find Troy cleaning.
Dalton walks past Troy without looking.
Troy just turns to everyone as they enter the garage while he's holding a broom and just kind of idly sweeping a pile of dust in the corner, and just says, "Greetings, everyone."
Hey, Troy. Damn, dude, you got some work done here.
I have been trying to distract myself.
Hey, if you want to know the distraction, Troy, the car could use a bit of a cleanup.
Troy goes and grabs a rag from somewhere and starts wiping down the car.
I love this thing.
Troy, you
Yeah.
don't have to clean the car if you don't want to.
Troy steps away from the car and says, "I'm receiving conflicting orders."
Okay. He's giving you a command.
Wait, hold on. Troy. You've spent an entire night and an entire morning trying to avoid the question at hand. What does it mean I'm alive? What does it mean I'm people? And suddenly you've received conflicting commands. What does Troy do?
After kind of just sitting there pondering both these conflicting commands, he just sort of looks at the rag and just kind of drops it on the hood of the car and goes back to his original set task. At least it was his decision to do it this time.
I want rolls from everybody who's in the room but Troy.
-2.
0.
0.
-3.
That's
Jesus.
That's appropriate.
Yes.
All right, so Patty. All right, so basically, I just want to really quickly. No, doesn't matter. Krill, of course. Jacob got a 0, and Dalton got a -3. Congratulations. As per usual, your rolls actually matched your character types and how you've played your characters. The only person in this room who actually takes note of what has just happened is Krill.
She doesn't have a mouse smile, but she's smiling. Maybe the LEDs turned a little more yellow and happy or something.
So does this mean I can't have my car washed?
I mean, if you want to do it yourself, go ahead.
You know, the rag's right there, Dalton. And Krill
Yeah,
picks
he
up with
said
her
it for
little
you.
mechanical fingers and just like kind of.
Go figure. We get a free worker
wait,
bot and
Krill,
can't even use it.
give me a roll.
Worker bot.
Give me a roll, Krill. And give me a roll, Dalton.
Sorry, sex worker bot.
-1.
Do I call you a car driver?
0.
The rag falls on your foot, Dalton. I don't know how you're gonna get it off, frankly. Like, I mean, you could bend over. You could try. You could try kicking it off your foot, which would be also interesting. You could try reaching down and grabbing it, which again would be interesting. So feel free to narrate what has happened now that Krill has just sort of dropped this rag on you.
Having been in a totally different conversation, Dalton, for a moment, has forgotten what he spent all morning doing. So he just immediately, at regular speed, or what he thinks is regular speed, goes for lifting his shoe to grab it from his foot and bend over at the same time. Now standing on one bum leg.
Give me a roll. Give me a disadvantaged roll.
How do I do that
Just
again?
do 2 rolls back to back.
Oh, okay, yeah, sorry. I forgot there's no metric.
-3 to a 0.
Yep.
Congratulations. That leg just gives out.
Dalton, being a heavy boy, slams with the weight of a car himself, and just hits the ground and flattens out.
Just gonna really quickly, give me 1 sec. Go ahead and take 3 physical stress on top of your existing consequences.
I'm sorry. The car driver is not programmed with over 10,000 job capabilities.
Troy does see Dalton just kind of collapse, though, and he does stop his sweeping and walks over to him, and just kind of stands over Dalton's body and goes,
No.
Dalton, do you require assistance?
Technically, I do require assistance, but now that I'm down here, I think I'm good.
Very well,
Don't
and he
help.
just walks away.
I walk over to Dalton. I'm like, okay, this is your opportunity to learn how to deal with fatigue, okay? So put your knees in a sit-up position.
He bends his leg up and one just limps to the side.
Come on.
That's all you
can put
get.
'em- You can put them both. Come on. Karen's right there. You don't want to look bad in front of her, okay?
Karen, are you even watching?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Just wanted to check.
Intently.
Okay. Okay.
Maybe not the way Dalton hopes. Oh wow.
Dalton starts trying to fumble his way up.
Okay. Yeah, all right. So we're getting you. So now...
But as he's leaning up, he's very obviously reaching for Patty to grab him and help him.
No, this is all you, man. You got it. You got it inside you. Get that.
Upsies.
Come on.
I think my knees are dead.
Nope, your knees are not dead. You're just being a bitch. Okay, come on.
Should I roll for an attempted get up?
Yeah. By the way, disadvantaged as well.
Okay.
+1. Ah!
Yeah. That's a that's a +1 to nothing. You manage to sort of halfway get to at least a seated position.
All right, you're halfway there, okay? So now you've got 2 options. Either you can try and get a hand behind you and push up from there, or you can get on your knees and go from there on 4s.
I'm gonna stay here for a while.
All
I
right.
appreciate your help. I'll get up in a minute.
I'll put this chair right beside you when you're ready.
Thank you. And Dalton just leans his arm on the chair with his head over, just like woozy and ready to throw up again. Did not expect, after sitting in the car for upwards of 30 minutes, picking everyone up back and forth, did not remember that would be bad on his legs.
As Troy's just kind of watching everything, he looks over to Patty and says, Dalton's motor functions seem to be more impaired than usual. Is he injured?
Technically, yes. He basically just went through his first workout. Run more accurately. So he's going to be a little more bit of a baby than he usually is.
Dalton appears to be in his 30s.
Dalton, is there a blanket or something like that in the trunk?
Yeah, there should be, unless I don't know, Krill ate it or something.
Beautiful. Patty,
It's delicious.
well, I've had a bit of a morning so far, and I feel like you had a bit of a night. I feel like it was there's a bit of a connection. I feel right now in this. I know we are somewhat abrasive at times, but do you want to blow off some steam real quick?
In what way?
I'm in a bit of a mood, and I know there's 2 things to solve that. Number 1 is to have me see none of your fucking faces for over a month. Number 2 is to have me get laid.
Troy, give me a roll.
Alrighty.
Oh dear Christ.
I was say, doesn't Troy have like automatic systems that kick in? when-
-2.
Interesting. Okay, so narratively speaking, what has just occurred is a person has requested sex in the presence of a Troybot unit, and that Troybot not only didn't respond, that Troybot's internal functions that would have kicked off that response didn't kick off in the first place.
Troy might be in a bit of it in his head just a bit.
Interesting. Now, Patty, give me
Got
a
an asexual sex bot, folks.
Oh dear God.
Perfect.
metal. Patty, give me a roll.
-1. Actually, I would like to spend a fate point to get
Okay.
a higher roll on this.
Okay, well, Patty, what you're shooting for is a notice roll here, which you have nothing to. So what you got to do for me to spend that fate point is figure out an explanation how you can invoke an aspect on your character sheet that would somehow give you that +2.
Let me see.
May I propose an alternative?
You may, but I may not be amenable to it. What do you got?
So she says that, and I'm looking at Jacob, and I'm still fucking pissed as hell at this bitch. And I'm looking at him for a solid moment, and I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. That's basically what my brain is thinking.
You wanna jealousy revenge fuck. Okay.
One way to do it.
I'll take your fate point, but you're still not there. I want you to clear a 2. You just got to a 1.
Krill just lets out a sigh. Everyone's anxiety levels are quite high right now. At this point, Karen sounds like she has a plan. I don't understand what all of you do with your bodies in this way, but all the same, just fucking do it so any of you can calm down for a second, please. And I am assisting Patty, technically.
There's your +1. You can thank Krill for being a wing person.
Wing woman on the wing.
Wing shrimp.
Yeah.
Wing shrimp!
Yeah.
She's your flying fish.
God, the fish monster just got you laid, all right?
Yeah.
Let's just put it that way.
Thank you, fish monster.
I'm in this moment, I'm gauging shit. I'm looking at Dalton, I'm like, oh, that poor fucker. I'm getting more shit than he ever will. And then I'm looking at Jacob, and then I'm like, you know what? Fuck it, why not? Hey, Dalton, you mind if we borrow the backseat of your car? Yeah, I don't think you will.
Sounds like a yes.
And I like walk past him, and I look at Jacob, and I give him that wink before I head on.
I'm gonna need rolls from Patty and Karen. These are gonna be initial rolls. We're gonna do some work here.
+1.
All right, give me a second.
Krill
Plus
lets
1.
out a sigh and leaves the fucking room.
Okay.
But notably, she takes the dustpan full of dust with her into the lab.
Okay. Duly noted. Okay, so I'm going to, for the purposes of just being hands-off as a GM, I'm going to leave this to you two to take as far as you wish in narrative device work. You can straight steamy hand fucking Titanic this shit, or you could get a little more Troybot graphic with it, 786 sort of shit, right? So I'm going to leave that to you two, but I will be requiring some subsequent rolls. Just know that was your initial roll set. Clothes come off successfully, back seats are entered successfully, you're in the car, you haven't, hit any wrong holes, shall we say. So, have at it.
You're the expert here. What do you fucking want to do? Just keep in
Yeah.
mind, I've got medical hands, so I can do some shit.
Yes. So Karen hops, pushes Patty down onto the seat and climbs on top, and puts her hands right onto Patty's breasts and starts playing with them fondly, lightly playing with the nipples, and takes one hand off and picks up one of Patty's hands.
Yeah. All right. No. So in that moment, as that's happening, she kind of lifts her up onto her lap, and she's like, "I see where you're going with this, but you see, you gotta have me a little involved too." So she's very much letting Karen be on top, but she's got like that physicality thing going on.
Power bottom.
No better way to have it.
So Karen takes one of your hands and puts it on her right breast and squeezes nice and hard.
Give me a roll, Patty.
All right. +2.
Whatever your intent was, Karen, keep going.
So in that moment, as it's on top at this moment, as she pulls back the shirt, she's pulling back everything until eventually the shirt comes off. And she's like, tell me how this feels. And she holds up her hand against her breast, and then she does like a little shock on it.
Give me a roll, Patty.
+0.
It's probably a little uncontrolled. It's probably not that take it for went shooting for a 1.2 and hit a 3.8 sort of situation.
Hi.
I told you I had medical hands.
With that, Karen squeezes your nipples extremely hard.
Oh fuck, they're sensitive today. Oh, fuck.
Karen, give me a roll. When she said extremely hard, she meant it. This is a level of squeezing and twisting that is more akin to a junior high locker room, like purple nurple sort of territory.
Fuck. Chill, girl. Fuck. You gotta remember is I be taking estrogen. This shit gets sensitive, alright? Fuck.
Sorry. Gotta warn me first.
Does it look like I come with these things all natural?
From the outside of the car, all you hear is the reaction to the nipple twisting and a light scream sort of situation. And the camera just the camera sort of fades open, close, fades open and close. And you realize you're seeing the world sideways and bleary. Clearly, this is Dalton's perspective. And all you really see is the sort of like the front right quarter of a 2015 Supra, right? Like, that's all you're really seeing. But what you're seeing, though, is the just slight dip in that front right quarter. You're just seeing a very slight motion. And then you see it just stop. I give the scene to you.
Oh.
After a full pass out, Dalton starts standing up.
Well, Patty, I don't know about you, but I feel a lot better.
Yeah, and like Patty's like rubbing her neck and you see like 3 different like hickeys all lining across it. And she's like, fuck, you know, you may be a fucking bitch, but bitch, fuck.
Gotta have talent somewhere.
Yeah. Well. Whew. Well, I'm glad the car got put to use, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck.
Let's see what the other plebeians are up to.
Fair
Karen
enough.
slithers out of the car.
Patty zips up her jacket, no shirt underneath at the moment. She's just kind of going out. She's like, fuck.
Dalton's standing up but leaning on the chair. How was you guys' vacation?
Like a cool breeze in the summer.
All I have to say is one less plan to kill somebody is gone away today.
Dalton, having spoken to Patty, feels a little better about the situation than you'd think. Just a kind of quiet, like, okay, we got somewhere.
Dalton, do you need some help getting up?
I'm okay. I might need some help moving around the facility, but I took a power nap for however long you guys were in there, so I think I'm okay.
That was
I'm just not gonna do anything too exertive.
That was like at least 20, right?
I was thinking more like 30, but you know.
Fair enough.
I mean, who checks the watch during, right?
I don't know. I felt like there was a little bit of competition going on about halfway through there. It was like, you know, it was just like very much the like marathon run there. It was like interesting.
Yeah, that was, I'd say round 2. Yeah,
Mm,
yeah, I think round 2.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Come on, Jacob. Put your face back together.
At this point, Jacob's he just kind of perks back to life, and he just goes, "Fucking finally already." And at this point, he just a little cigarette and just flicks it on, and before walking over to Patty.
I pull out my stuff and I'm starting to put together. I'm like, look, if that's any indication, next time, don't stand me up, all right?
I mean, you're kind of patching up as to why it happened.
Yeah, no, I mean, sure. Point stands. You know, if you didn't bail on me, that wouldn't have happened to you. And I give him a pat on the other side of his face, not the bad one.
Look, the head's still a little woozy. You mind not doing that?
All right, you're a big boy. You can take it.
Look. Likewise, don't really mind.
Oh no, that was not a jealousy thing. That was just a don't leave me hanging thing.
Fair enough.
And she eventually gets the rest of it together.
He just looks at her, just a little grin, and he just goes with Karen of all people.
You know what? At first it felt weird, but then she's on top, and then everything just slips away. Okay, she's good at that.
He just
Don't
takes a
knock
little
it till you try it, dear.
Did she actually say that to Jacob?
Yes.
He just looks over and just goes like, just a little. I think I'm good.
Actually, Karen, if you have a minute, can I talk to you? Is Krill in the lab or still in this room?
Grill's in the lab.
Okay, can I talk to you in the lab with Krill?
Yeah, do you need some help getting in there?
Look, I'll start walking and we'll see, but I should be okay.
Give me a roll.
I was waiting for it.
That's some shit.
-4. Okay, fall on my face. As soon as I let go of the chair.
Hold on. Just real quick.
Dalton gonna die?
Please, no, dear God.
I'm gonna be gentle, but your physical stress track is filled. Your moderate consequence stress is filled. I'm now going to take your mild consequence and say you have, let's say, bruised face. So the only thing left for you is a severe consequence, and then beyond that is a negotiable lifetime consequence. So your physical track is all but filled except a 6-point heavy consequence.
Okay.
So
Exercising nearly killed Dalton. Good to know.
Troy walks up to Dalton again. And this time he asks, "Are you certain that you don't need assistance?"
Actually, if you don't mind, Troy, from this point on, I'm just gonna need you to. I mean, I'll stand and lean on you, but you're gonna have to carry me for like the rest of the day.
Troy gets down on one knee and puts one arm under Dalton's legs and the other arm under his back and carries Dalton in a bridal carry.
As soon as he stands all the way up. Thank you, Troy.
I can go, motherfucker.
no checks needed.
Okay.
Yeah. He's kind of
I'm
programmed. for this.
drawing this later.
All right, Karen. Troy,
Yes.
talk to me in the lab.
Troy brings Dalton into the lab.
Watching them go, Jacob just kind of looks back at Patty and just goes like,
Look,
if you
that
ever
man
wanted to.
ever wanted a what?
Karen or Troy or, I'm down.
Troy, I don't feel comfortable. That dude has been through enough shit in his life, and I don't feel comfortable putting, like, this is like, imagine like prostitution, forced into prostitution. That's what Troy's dealing with. I don't feel comfy with that at all. Karen, she she knows the game. She's fine. Troy, he's still people. He's still learning this shit. Okay.
Give it some time.
Yeah, no issue. And I like poke him in the rib a little bit.
So as Karen and Dalton, Troy enter the room with Krill, Dalton waits for the door to close behind them. Okay, so now that they're busy out there doing whatever they're doing, when we picked up Jacob, he was kind of in pretty bad shape. I think he got knocked over at his place. So I think we might have to investigate that. I still want to sign up for the app and try to make money here, but somebody rocked Jacob. And I wanted to tell you in private so we could discuss it without, the others hearing us.
What do you mean he got rocked?
Someone came into his house, finessed his door, and beat him up. He was locked in a chair. He had to jet legs his way out of it or something. It's a whole thing.
Seemingly, he was assaulted.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
His own home. Hi. You see Krill leaning over the table with a super huge magnifying lens?
Okay. He did talk to Krill, so if you want more information, she actually went through some stuff with him. But yeah, I just wanted to let you know.
Without even looking up, a couple of the monitors in the lab just start to project the photos that Jacob sent her. And Jacob can describe those better, and so can Kai.
Have that, Jacob.
Long story short, Jacob doesn't own a lot, but what he does own is pretty functional. Furniture just strewn about the place, fucking a table smashed, some of, obviously drugs and paraphernalia are scattered about, but nothing was, obviously, anything of value was still left in the apartment. Just fucking, just shit's thrown all over the place. Some of his blood's just on the floor, and of course, part of the pictures were the chair and ropes that he smashed out of to get to get out of his house. And of course, on the wall, just in some red, not blood, but red shit, it's just snitches. Nothing else. Just written on the wall.
With the picture in front of us, Dalton leans over to Karen, points at the table that his table had smashed. Gotta be so mad if someone broke my table. Don't worry about it. The important thing is the turnover here of the apartment. I was lost in thought, lost in the sauce.
Table. Noted. Snitches. Does that mean anything?
Well, besides obviously.
Yeah. Besides the obvious.
Well, for one thing, they could be implying that Jacob is it. But I think a likelier cause, as we have been with Jacob, is that someone has made it seem like Jacob has done more than he has.
Can I roll a lore on this kind of attack?
Yeah, sure.
-2. I only have a +1.
You don't know shit. You never been a gangbanger.
Yeah, just checking.
Do we know what the Nils were wanting out of that initial deal that ended with our little explosion in the end?
Negative.
Other than sowing some kind of corporate chaos, I guess. They blew up like a drone show.
Well, if the Nils were involved in the attack, that would imply they intended to take out every fixer. At least every major fixer in NSF simultaneously.
Which...
Or someone hired them to, but yes.
Kai, was it JP or PJ?
Okay, so I'm having a conflict here as a GM. I'm going to correct you, Karina, just because Krill would know this, or at least should. It wasn't every fixer. These were the top dogs.
So
PG,
only the best fixers in NSF.
not necessarily the best, but these were the ones with the connections that essentially made it to the table.
Gave them access.
As for what was, it was PJ's. It was PJ for the collective.
And the PJ for the collective was the organization technically behind the attack.
So the way I see it, we've got they could have been hired on by someone else looking to make a big power grab in NSF, or it could have been them making a big power grab. The only thing I really see is somebody really wanted to take out a lot of power.
Someone wanted to take out the top. I mean, the top.
Bet.
Now,
I'm not sure if we're going to be able to parse out the top end. My reason for bringing this up was in regards to Jacob. From the Nils perspective, what happened on that day may look like a betrayal, may look like someone snitched. They might be just reacting to the situation from their perspective, to the people they can find who were involved and seem to have done something.
how can you snitch without information?
I mean, they don't have the information either. They might just, yeah. All it would take. I don't know much about gangs. I drove around a few people from it, but it doesn't take a lot of information for them to go off on one of their own, especially if they think there's a snitch or a betrayer in their midst. It's better safe than sorry, and they can erase someone pretty quick. They don't want that living rent free.
Either way, I don't see this ending in anything particularly productive. Troy,
Yes.
is there any way you could help us in the information gathering around Jacob's apartment? Maybe camera logs of people coming and going.
Oh, yeah,
security entrances.
If you could deep dive into the system of his building, that would give us a lot of information. We could get footage for the attackers that night if you know how to do that.
Troy just kind of swings Dalton around to go look at Jacob and asks, Jacob, where is the location of your apartment?
It's about what's the fucking call again? Give me a second. It's about in the same
Bachelors?
neighborhood as the Palatial Arm Estates.
Oh, come on now.
It was
Bad players. I gave you a name.
Yeah, it was the
I
Bachelors
remember.
something. That's what I remember. The Bachelors. Come on, somebody else. It's the Bachelor something.
Shit, I forgot too.
Oh, I could help Patty, but I love watching you struggle.
This is
Bachelor's
why-
Apartments. That's the best I got.
I'm pretty sure it's the Bachelor's block.
I should have. This is a lesson for us all to write this down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just
Can't
remember.
entirely rely on the recording all the time.
I fucked up. This is me. I should have wrote it down.
Yeah.
I will take full responsibility here. I should have wrote that shit.
I'll make the correction. Whatever it is.
Troy, would you like to try and search for bachelor something apartments?
Around the Palatial States.
Before Troy attempts to, he just asks Jacob one last question, which is, what was the apartment or suite number?
at this point. Just head starts fucking pounding, and it just goes, look, it's the bachelor's block or something around that name. Look, just look through. You'll fucking see. Look,
I'm
you'll see a
searching-
gang of people fucking me up. All right.
Didn't Dalton Dalton? Did you have to put in like a whole map thing to get there?
No, I've been living in this city my whole life, driving it. I don't use GPS. I don't know what to tell you. I got
Searching the
knowledge.
net now.
He has the knowledge. For anybody who knows that reference.
Krill searches by Jacob's description, the Bachelor block something or other.
Around the palatial estates.
She duck it.
I
12 results.
Okay.
Bachelor apartments are a pretty common thing and naming schema for the city.
Okay. So
She opens up the map distribution of the links
Okay.
and sees which one is closest to the palatial.
4 results. You're
Better.
moving down in
Better.
dice.
it was it north of palatial? I think I remember it being north of palatial.
Just quickly look at Bachelor's Block as one of them. I might be wrong
All
on
of
the name,
them.
but they all.
They're
It's
all
not
banging
Bachelor's
purple.
Bachelor's Mausoleum, Bachelor's Block, Bachelor's whatever. They're all.
Bachelor's block.
Okay, just checking. I don't know because I don't live in that slum.
Okay, we went north of
Yes,
palatial.
you do.
No.
I live
You
in the
literally
palatial.
live. You literally live right beside it.
I live at the palatial.
Oh my fucking
in the name.
God.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I is.
How unneighborly of me to think that way.
This is. Oh god, this is punishment.
It is.
Yeah.
This is what we get for not writing it down.
Okay, it was north of palatial, so
Krill.
we basically.
Checks how many of them are north of palatial.
You get 1 index result left, Krill.
Ding. Everyone else gets the address. What is
Jake-
the exact name?
I'm gonna be super mean. As the transmission goes across you guys, for whatever reason, there's an aberrance in the data set, and it's corrupted as it comes across to you guys.
Don't make us drive there.
Fucking God. It probably would be smarter for us to just drive there.
Now, Troy could be doing this, could be bouncing around between all 4 results, frankly, before you guys even got there. That's my kindness extended. Troy, would you like to go to the Bachelor Block Apartments?
We talking digitally or physically?
Digitally.
Yes.
Okay.
Krill just nods, knowing she is now the only one who technically has read what the apartment's name is, and she's just gonna leave it be.
I think
Oh, not allowed to
Troy
have
has
that.
managed to, gather enough
You don't know she read
contextual
it.
information from witnessing everything. It's north of the something or other. And Dalton notices that Troy goes super stiff. Dalton just went from being held by a person to being held by a slightly warm statue.
Good way to phrase it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Troy. My beautiful Troy. Troybot.
Oh boy.
There is no direct route in the net. If you're going to travel the software layer, you have to go to the train station. You have to go to the network routers. You have to go to the major network hubs. You have to transit there as described in your first visitation to the net. There's 256 terminals in a 256K ring. that everybody disembarks and re-embarks if necessary, if they're not going to the main avenue of the net. So, as Troy dumps into the net, what you find is, once again, a strip of blackness lighting up. Bits, bytes flying by, symbolic data in the form of glowing street signs, avatars of all sorts of shapes and sizes just merging through and walking past you. Some pay attention, some don't. Some take notice that your avatar is a Troy bot. Dressed well, dressed to the nines. What do you do, Troy?
Trying to keep himself from getting distracted by all the noise and interesting things going on, Troy sets his mind on finding the right route to go to the hardware layer of the security camera of the Bachelor block.
Okay. You very quickly ascertain through your deck on your wrist. Little map. Little locator beacon. Says basically you are here. You give it the necessary query, which in this space happens because you merely think about it. Data provides you a path and guides you in a direction. Now this direction is separated by nearly 128 kilometers distance, but in the net, space, movement speed, time, all of those are relative things. They move at the speed of processor cycles. So as fast as you think it, you arrive at that terminal, an embarking station, seemingly a train station. What do you do?
Does a quick double check to make sure that this is the correct path he's taken, and considering that it seems like it is, he gets on the train.
Give me a roll.
Alrighty. -2.
Luckily, this is merely the equivalent of stepping foot onto a subway. This is transit. This is functionally clear net, even though the net in this day and age is encrypted. It is secured. The corporations felt after the corporate wars that it would be best if none of them could penetrate a data stream. They felt that mutually assured destruction was probably the best way to go. And so they agreed in an odd moment of clear thought that the net should be a secure place. And so this information is reliable. The data stream is secure. You merely step onto the train and you end at a distribution hub, which is essentially a server farm that hosts many camera networks, many security systems. As what you find yourself in is a subcontractor of a subcontractor that handles this level of IT work and data management and storage for this sort of lower end residential NSF technology needs. Give me a roll.
-1.
A 3 is enough to get in the door. It's enough to penetrate. It's enough to get into the server farm, but not unnoticed. But this isn't a high-end security. This isn't Astra. This isn't Red Sea. This isn't Blue Sky. This isn't Varangian. This is a subcontractor. But somebody just got a ping. Somebody was made aware. But you, due to the next IDS by passerby, have a leg up on this one. You at least know that somebody's watching. Somebody's trying to seek you out. Give me a roll.
-3.
It's a large data warehouse. What you find yourself in is the sort of Matrix scene with the weapons equivalent, but for data storage. As you attempt to find this particular apartment set, as you attempt to find this particular location in the real world correlated with its virtual data set, there's so much data to go through. There's so many files and folders to search through that you have to look at to be able to parse out even where am I? Am I even looking at the correct buildings? Because you don't have native software for this storage center. You don't have a plugin to their admin section. You aren't a user of their software. Give me your roll.
-2.
As you're searching, as you're trying to find desperately something that looks like the in-world map, the satellite imagery of this location, as you're looking through fast as you can through just screenshot after screenshot after screenshot after screenshot after screenshot of camera, and you're just comparing it to a still image of a location you have in your memory. Whoop. A dog. Click, 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 as it moves through this virtual warehouse, growling, sniffing, searching. Give me a roll.
0.
You found the location. You found the apartment complex. You have the data stores, but now these stores go back a ways. They go back a month. And there's hundreds of cameras for this location. Click, clack, clack. As the virtual doggy gets closer and closer and closer. It now has your trail. It knows where you are, and it's looking for you. Give me a roll.
0.
As you find what you need, as you find the database, as you find the data set, just as you get that piece, that 12 minutes of footage you need, that dog lunges at you. It grabs you by the ankle. It has you in its mouth. What do?
I guess his first instinct would be to try just wiggle himself and pull himself free of the dog's grip.
Give me a roll.
-1.
The dog's teeth tear into your leg in a way that you've never really experienced. This damage is cybernetic. This damage is to your core. Your body is an alien thing to you and sort of always has been. It's a machine you operate. But this you feel on a level that you haven't felt before. Take 2 cyber damage, and as you do, you wrest that fucking leg from that dog's mouth, and poof, you log off the net. When you come to, you instinctively look to your leg.
I'm guessing Troy doesn't really see anything.
No.
It's normal.
Mm-hmm.
Troy stares at his leg for probably an oddly long time, longer than he probably should have, before he looks up and says, I have the video files.
Yeah, you good?
Troy just kind of looks around and states, I do not have the adequate processes to answer that question at this time.
Okay. Did something weird happen while you were in there?
Lots of weird things have been happening.
Like, when you went to whatever you did to get the files, did something weird happen, particularly to your leg?
Perhaps we should discuss this at another time.
Okay, I mean, sure. If you ever feel like talking.
Patty, I don't know if you can stitch up a robot's leg, but you got the video files though, right? The stuff we were looking for?
Yes. And Troy looks over to one of the nearby screens, and is Troy just capable of like loading up the files that he downloaded onto the screen remotely?
We'll say for narrative purposes in base, it won't require any narrative dialogue, but there is a connection procedure. There are steps, but yes.
All right, Troy loads up his the various video files and starts going through them until one looks right, or someone else says, "All right, that's what it is."
Patty just gives Jacob a look after that. It looks like he went through something in there.
I don't know shit about net running.
Yeah, but I see pain, and that was weird.
I mean, can you even get hurt in there?
He doesn't look like it, but something's bothering him. Could I do a little bit of empathy to get an idea of what's going on through?
You would be the second person to try. Feel free.
Okay. +0.
Even with your modifier.
He's still a robot.
And you don't really know much about net running.
No.
So I'm gonna just call that a womp womp.
I tell you, Jacob.
Can I attempt a lore check on like the defenses?
Oh yeah.
Let's do.
There's all sorts of defensive software in place in this world. It could be one of a plethora of things that had occurred. But you do know, given the nature of the net, given the nature of what was just done, that the high probability is that in some way, shape, or form, he had an interaction with something on the net.
Troy? Troy, when was the last time your system had an automatic backup?
I don't understand the question.
That sounds like it's been a long time.
Eventually. Do you have the ability to restore to an earlier date or time?
Caboose,
Troy just kind of... Sorry, what?
given that we have not discussed this as a feature, given that there's no in-world lore about this, what I will do is just set a number in my head really quickly, and you can flat roll for it.
All right. 1.
Not that you're aware of. Not that you've done. Not that you know of.
Troy looks over at Krill and states that I do not believe the Troy units were designed for backups.
You're probably
There
more.
There is
Go
a
ahead.
factory reset setting, however, it is currently inaccessible due to damage.
Not what I'm looking for either. Alright.
Wait. For the organics in the room, backup?
Is there a
Like-
question?
Yeah, what does that mean?
Again,
sorry, you said. Oh, sorry.
organics.
The living want to know what the hell that means.
Hmm.
You have white blood cells.
Yes.
They know the genetic code and what should be your system settings, like what you should be at.
Okay.
And anything that is alien of those, it attacks and tries to remove so that the body can repair. Troy will lack this function.
Okay.
If he gets a virus without a restorative setting, we must manually remove the virus.
Yeah, I think she's saying we gotta defrag the bot.
Got it. Okay, but so what you're saying is set up like a younger version of him, and then like if something bad happens to the current, just pull him out.
No. We're going to... Have you ever had a glitch on your phone or something?
Yeah. Usually if that happens, they give me a new one because like we gotta make sure our phones are like working.
Such a waste.
Look, when
Okay.
you're on the job, you don't have time to wait. You gotta like get something. You gotta make sure you have it now. Otherwise, somebody's going to be dying.
All right. Well, good for all of that.
Dalton leans over to Karen. Okay, so is any of this something we can use?
No.
Troy,
Are
did
pe-
you
are
get
people
the...
gonna make me drive back to Jacob's goddamn apartment again?
Has anybody even attempted to look at the footage?
Nope.
Just wait.
Ah, cool.
Troy, did you at least get the footage?
I've never been there.
The footage is currently on the monitor behind you.
Jacob, which one's yours?
Just fucking, eventually perks back up and just looks over and just says, can I just bullshit a number?
Yes, you may.
It's 412 right there.
Troy loads up file 412 and puts it full screen on the display.
You notice how when he said
Let's look around
412, I turned to the side and started writing?
I wrote it down. Fuck you.
You gonna scrub through the timeline, I presume?
Yeah, it's scripted the timeline until I guess we see
Until we see Jacob. just
Jacob.
fucked up, yeah.
You see Jacob walk to it through the front of the apartment complex. You see him enter into the entry vestibule, disappear. You see the camera switch to a enclosed shot of the elevator going up to floor 4. Ding! You see Jacob get off. Camera position switches. You see Jacob around the corner, out on one of the external walkways, walk up to number 412, and as you do, what you see, I had this planned for a while. Let me enjoy it. As he goes to open his door, what you see is nothing but a pixelated block come up behind him.
Without even saying,
Well
without even
played.
looking up, because Krill can see from all angles. She doesn't need to face at it. Still looking at her table. Facial scrubber. Common, well, not common, but at least amongst your upper tier, lower professionals, upper tier gangers, lower tier professionals. You're looking at someone who does not want to get seen on a camera and installs. It jams anything that can pick it up digitally.
Upon
Heck,
hearing that,
they might even look completely glaring odd to me. And Troy as well.
hearing that explanation, Jacob just perks up and says to Crow, like, "Yeah, that ain't Nils. Then they're just not gonna have that type of tech."
Wait, is that gonna happen to me too? I don't have organic eyes.
It's in the footage itself.
Yeah, but no, she was saying that could happen to like Krill's eyes.
We register digitally in the end too, so it's a little different. You are still going to a cortex.
Okay, cool. Good to know. That was actually concerning for a second. I was like, oh, what if I'm like trying to like take care of somebody and then they've got that whole thing going on?
Yeah, it would actually it functionally okay. Nope, never mind.
On the table or not at all? All right.
Okay, so all we've discovered from this footage is that somebody attacked Jacob, which is where we started this whole investigation.
So Krill just like flicks a switch on like this overhead area above the surgery table and it just projects a hologram. And it shows the implant that is causing this, which is this like thing that would connect at like the base of the neck and the cortical spine, and it just projects. You can't fucking see this person. You could, if we interact with them, anyone who does see them, not too sure about the best way to incapacitate this device, but Jacob would be very efficient at getting behind them when they're not getting jumped. So,
Jacob, you don't remember anything. You didn't see nothing.
Walk up, black.
They fucking.
That was it. He just black, and it was it.
wait, that's the camera's rendition. We don't know exactly what Jacob saw.
He's telling us right now.
Mm-hmm.
No.
I asked Jacob what he saw.
If someone has a chameleon cloak, sometimes it works for digital things, but it's meant for your eyeballs more. Some things are meant for digital things and don't work with your eyeballs. We just know what the digital camera saw. We have no idea what Jacob saw. This person could have been invisible. They could have been in such pitch black clothing that literally without turning the lights on, had no chance. For all we know, this person literally injected Jacob with like a fucking neurotoxin touching him. We can't see.
Yeah, that's why I was asking to make sure his memory was 100% accurate to what he could recall. So basically, what it seems like is we've got somebody with tools that make him, she hard to see either physically and or digitally.
High level tech could be. It doesn't necessarily mean that this person was high tech. They might have just put it on some drug addict and sent them into Jacob's apartment. But we'd have to figure out who has the kind of power to be just putting this kind of stuff in people.
Installing an implant in a drug addict is a very expensive thing to do.
Yeah, I know, but if you're trying to roll somebody like,
I see this
We might
being a bit of a current dead end because I don't think we're really finding a whole lot of information out right now.
It's true.
We could have a corpo threat.
Yeah.
Question.
Best we
Or a
know is
fixer
that
assassin.
it's likely not the Nils, and it's somebody who thinks that we are snitches, or at least Jacob is. No clue if they associate with us. Jacob, I'm gonna be straight with you. Have you snitched?
Not on this crew.
I'm not talking about us.
That was.
Is there a reason for somebody to be coming for you for snitching?
Not for snitching. I fucked over a lot of the Nils. I'll just give you that one. But nah, I never snitched on them. I handle my business.
There's nobody else you've snitched on?
No.
Okay.
How do you get
Well-
into the? No, sorry, you go.
I think unless we visit Jacob's apartment to get more information and more clues of directly what's there, this is somewhat of a dead end.
I don't disagree. I
Did you
hate driving,
talk
but
to a journalist during the situation.
Would Krill have caught that?
Would Kron?
I remember
Grill
a
that
certain
camera
newscast
the building.
that morning mentioning talking to a Nils. That's right. Thank you, Krill. Thank you. That's
Don't forget
right.
things.
It was a busy
Sometimes
day,
it's over.
but thank you. Yeah.
see now I'm a mile behind. I don't remember any of this happening.
Yeah. So okay, look, I was sober then, but what happened was, or I mean, I was kind of drunk. I had a few shots before we went, but basically, Dalton, there was this news journalist person that came up, and then she was like, "It's the Nils," and then it turns out she was wrong, and she immediately like got laughed off of her whole thing.
So, if we wanted to pursue that without going to Jacob's, she would be the string to pull. Because she disappeared, as far as I remember. At least the story did. Because I didn't hear about it after that.
Was she fired?
We'd have to
Probably.
look.
After that much of a fuck up, she'd probably be fired.
Krill doesn't forget, right?
Yeah.
Upon
Uh,
upon entry to the safe house that was provided by Nerdy One to Ms. Karen there, you all encountered a newscast, and on the bottom of the newscast there was a crawl that said of a newscaster fired after video goes viral of failed news report.
She was fired immediately upon the information being confirmed as false.
I got one more question, Jacob.
Any means of contacting her, Jacob? I'm sorry, Patty.
You're fine. Let that question be answered first. I've got an idea.
I got her number. I don't know if
That's
she'll answer.
Dalton
That's
from
a
In
pretty
Troy's Arms.
big contact.
Nice.
Okay. So if we want to follow up that, great. So the question I have to ask is, how do you get into the apartment? Do you have to do like a key like some places do? Do you just have like a fob?
I got an electronic key that goes to the codex.
Okay, so just get inside. Somebody would either have to be able to get past that or have an electronic key to get inside.
Or hack it.
That is
cannot-
another option.
I don't believe anyone like me or Troy would have issues simply walking through Jacob's front door, probably.
Yeah, but how many people are?
You just watched him on film open the door.
Okay.
He walked up to his front door, opened it, and was accosted.
No, I'm saying in
No.
the sense of the electronic lock, like saying it's not hard to hack it.
Oh, well, I'm just saying there's no need to hack it. You just watched him open the door.
Yeah, but I mean,
And
like to get into the
unhandled-
entire apartment complex requires.
No.
Nope.
No, it's just open. You can just walk in.
Dude, that is.
Oh
It's
my
minimal
God.
security sort of situation.
Okay, this does not narrow.
These
it
are like the
down.
projects sort of.
That's why I
situation.
live at the palatial.
Your
We
door
are that
doesn't
much
have
better.
an individual lock.
No, the door is the only lock between you and the public, basically.
Okay, great. So basically, our only real tool of figuring this shit out is the fucking fired news reporter. Which is she gonna be fine with you at this after this?
If she remembers me, which is a big if, she I don't think she'll be happy to talk to me, if at all.
Well, might as well give it a shot.
With that, Jacob pulls out the codex. It's just like, oh, fuck. And just calls, puts it on speaker so everyone can hear.
You have reached system mailbox number 148293 at the
And just at that point, Jacob just kind of goes, there you go.
You know what? Krill's just gonna try and take that number from his phone.
Go for it.
Oh, will Jacob just let her?
Yeah.
Okay. Using her own internals, Krill dials up the number from a different phone number. Maybe she doesn't recognize as asshole who got her fired.
You have reached mailbox number 15, whatever number I just fucking rattled off.
983.
148293.
There you go. Please leave your message after the beep. Beep.
Dalton
Oh,
turns
I
to
like
Troy,
calling-
holding him. That's a dead woman.
Hi, I would like to call you about a job opportunity with a independent scrapyard work. We have a insight on a likely on the ground story, and we're hoping to get you directly involved first. We saw the fallout from the news and thought we might want to take advantage of someone who is down on their luck, just like us. Hope to hear from you. Any chance Krill was able to track a location with the direct call?
Seeing as Krill did not say that she was going to attempt to do that prior to the call, no.
Understood. Fair enough. Could I spend a fate point to say she was?
No.
Can't blame me for trying.
All right. So she's a dead end unless she responds.
I mean, we still have the last option of going to physically check out the apartment, but
There's going to be a lot of stuff we need to gather from there if we want any clue of what happened.
we also have to take into account that they could be watching the place and we might just bait all of us to them.
I mean, we already drove over there, so if they were watching us, I feel like we're fucked.
Yeah, they could have followed us.
There's a lot of layers to how screwed we could be.
You know, give me a minute.
You didn't
and
even mention it to me until we were already here.
Yeah.
Thanks.
You know, give me a minute, and I walk outside, and I go like get closer to Zigo. I'm like, hey Zigo,
What's up, bitch?
do you see any weird fucks walking around here today?
Other than your ugly ass? Nah.
Cool, thanks.
Welcome.
If you see anything, I'll buy you 2 noodles off you.
I'm feeling nice. It's on the house.
Thanks. And I walk back inside. I'm like, well, Ziga didn't say anything.
So
And that kid's pretty dependable, to be honest.
As long as I don't know. You know what? I'm too much of in good mood to talk shit about people.
So, if we are not going to go to Jacob's apartment right now, maybe let's work on getting our income on the move.
Agreed.
I would be willing to take maybe just Krill and I go so she can analyze the place. We don't necessarily need to bring Jacob back. We could split up from here.
Bill's looking up at Dalton and then looking back at the table. Looking back up at Dalton. If anyone up until now has even cared to look at what Krill was doing.
Literally, the whole room's like, no, we didn't actually.
No one has.
I'm just being in character.
That's brilliant.
I'm wondering if anyone. It's like.
Would
Krill
you
just looks,
would you
"Hey."
like to describe, if you don't want to play it close to your chest, would you like to describe it for the all-seeing eye?
Yeah. At least the camera goes over Krill's shoulder as she's looking through microscopic dust particles. And with tweezers, she was picking out what seems to be long dead nanites that have been just swept up over time, collected in the junk pile. Hell, they're just in the air sometimes.
Cool. Noted.
She's accumulating a decent separation of them.
Cool, cool.
As much as Krill is like, need this for the plan. Dalton can't do that alone. All right.
I'm no good at analyzing samples off walls with my bare eyes.
Mm-hmm.
But there is one.
Kind of looks to Karen, and even though Krill's face is frozen, there is just this look of, God help me. And she moves to go and join Dalton.
Karen, you got the you can do the sign up and everything. You don't need me here for that. Picking up first mission and stuff. We can follow this lead.
The info is already saved on there too.
Remember Sparkle Kittens.
Sparkle Kittens it is.
So Dalton's gonna help Krill get in the car.
Krill turns down the volume knob.
So, are we all getting in the car?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just gonna take Krill.
Got it.
It's just Krill. Krill and
Alright.
Dalton.
Hey,
Since,
Troy. Sorry.
I was just gonna say, since no one else is joining in the car, just as Krill is sitting down, she takes her hat off, and you see all the drones pop off and find different space in the back seat instead of being on her body.
Nice.
As soon as Dalton gets in, turns around. Okay, apparently I'm driving the aquarium to Jacob's house. Let's go.
The drones still
Little,
mostly.
little Nemo music begins playing.
Oh my god. Find a cyberpunk remix of the Nemo theme.
Let's be real, it's a cyberpunk remix of Baby Shark.
Oh no. You're just blasting it out of my speakers.
What have you done, Baby Shark?
Do I need to roll a drive check for driving while baby sharking?
Yes.
I almost wrote / baby shark.
Oh my god, Aspen.
Now that a few
Oh
times.
my god.
It affects you, but only, on a surface level.
If Dalton ever looks in the rearview mirror at the back seat, the drones, all the flying ones actually seem to have, they're very rudimentary, like landing legs that they're on, but they're all kind of like shifting back and forth to the song a little, doing little dances.
And Dalton's
Yep.
looking back in the rearview mirror, and he's just like, "All right, I'm not a total monster. That's a little adorable. Let them dance to the damn tunes."
They don't even like my music, if I'm gonna be honest.
Hey, what kids like their parents' music?
Pretty much.
And Dalton, as saying that, squeezes through the last bit of the alleyway and hits the tire screech.
And
Still with Krill in the car, hits the tire screech and is away towards Jacob.
the camera holds. It follows you out of the garage. It follows you out of the alleyway as you goes past, and as you hit the entrance of the alleyway, the light blooms open and the dust sweeps in. The sand blows in front of the camera as the camera holds at the front of the alleyway, and the car just fades off into the distance, being obscured by the sand. We find ourselves on a comm interface. SPAHKLE space KITTENZ. The Spaco kittens are being reborn. Walk me through it, Karen.
Yeah, popping up the Freebooter app on her phone. What's the special name for the phones?
Oh, the phones.
Burners.
Those are burners, but they're just generally recognized in world as comms. At one point, people really did get sick of fucking calling it a phone, seeing as it hasn't been a phone in a very, very long time. And so they just were like, we use this thing for like communication. So like they just started calling them comms.
Cool. Yes, so new account on my comms. Sparkle kittens. 2 Z's.
Oh, 2 Z's this time.
Yes.
Oops. Okay.
The extra Z is totally gonna make us guap.
Okay. I do believe the last time you were asked, group count.
Yes, we said 6 last time. I'm gonna say 5.
Okay. And logo.
Yeah, that last one, it was starting to be kind of chuggy when I used it. I'm gonna try and update it a little bit. Let's see, laser cats. Yes, laser cats. 100%. That is our logo.
Cool. Okay. Some image of a laser cat found on the net, being dropped in. Okay. That's a hell of a logo. We'll see if we can't toss that around in post or something so people can see what magnificent imagery was just presented. And then group bio. I'll remind you of your previous one. It was, we'll whip the job in shape until completed and look good doing it.
No notes. That's beautiful.
Cool. All right. Then, as before, I'm just granting you a secure password. Consider that your personal property unless shared with someone else. And the Freebooter app logo comes up and it spins. It sort of spins into partically into existence. It's a cyberpunk sort of neon retro pirate facade with a laser sword clenched in its teeth as this Freebooter logo comes into existence. System message comes in. Hey there, new Freebooter. We here at Freebooter, in an effort to maintain system quality and assurances for our customer base, require new registries to complete an initial mission. Do you accept?
Yes.
Bing! It is asset location and status. Reward, 5,000 credits. Mission. Status and location of one missing netrunner is requested. 2 last known locations. Boom goes the firewall. Yes, that's a location name. And Club 10100010100.
Can you repeat that?
101. And I did that without reading. I'd like to point out it's 10100101000.
Okay. 10100010100.
Correct. Club.
Huh.
Name, as you see it, Karen, on the screen, it says the/0 mage.
Is that mage capitalized?
It is capital T, capital M, the/0 capital M mage.
Okay. Beautiful. Okay. Well, friends, we have ourselves something to do to make us money. At least that's the idea. It will cover some bills, that's for sure. We have 2 locations. Boom goes the firewall. In the club 10100010100.
Troy, you're in the room, right?
Yes.
That's binary for 2,600.
Noted.
Does he say that out loud?
No, he does not.
Cool. All right, before we do that, Troy, can you meet me in the room over just for a quick minute? I need to talk about Rule 787.
Very well. And he still brings Dalton with him.
Can we leave Dalton here?
Well-
No, Dalton already left. He left.
Oh, that's right. Dalton did the fuck.
Yeah.
Dalton's gone.
That's right. Yeah. Troy nods and says right away and follows you in the other room.
Cool. Give me a second. Where's the /? There we go. Cool. So, all right. I make sure nobody else like obviously within earshot.
Oh,
like, okay,
also, Troy, you're in the room. Was he privy to the name of the target?
Yes, yes.
Yes.
Troy, that's the universal notation for null. That's the null symbol.
But, oh, okay. I think I get it now.
Yes.
I actually should have known that. I know what the null symbol is.
You guys as netrunners slacking today.
Yeah, I know, right?
All right. Okay. So I was thinking about it, and I'm not too good with the text shit. You're better at it than me, so here's what I'm gonna do. This phone, the same phone we were trying to work on last time, I'm gonna give it to you, and I want you to hold on to yourself until you get through it. Don't tell anybody else about it. And second is work on it in your free time whenever you're not with anybody else, okay?
Can you clarify the tasks for me?
I want you to bypass the encryptions on this phone so I can see what messages or things have been done on this phone.
Understand.
Yeah. And take your time. I'm not in a rush on it. I need to get this done. And I realized in my more sober state than I was yesterday, it was a stupid idea for me to take it home instead of giving it to you.
I agree.
Yep. All right. Well, just keep in mind, you don't have to do this if you don't want to, but I would appreciate it if you did.
I will consider it.
Okay. I'll just give the phone to you, and you can decide to work on it if you want.
All right.
Cool. All right. Thanks, man. Just remember, if they ask, it was Rule 787.
Very well.
And walk back into the other room.
Troy follows, but he's still holding the phone in his hand. He has not put it in a pocket.
Wait, before we walk, I see him. I'm like, put it away.
Oh. Troy looks for like a pocket or something on his suit, and just puts it. I'm going to say the only pocket in the suit is like under the coat. Yeah, like that. He's just going to put it in his little coat pocket thing.
There, good. Cool.
Technically called a breast pocket.
I never use a suit.
I hate them.
I know.
Yeah.
Did you have to separate it from the? Is it an old coat, or did you have to do the first separation rip?
Well, it was the one we pulled out, so it probably already was separated.
Good.
It was whenever we pulled out of the big
we have a guest.
SUV.
Oh my god.
We have an unexpected guest, and it's gone.
Yeah.
Begrudgingly, Karen looks around and realizes that probably am not going to be able to twist arm anyone to being productive on looking this up. So Karen goes to the terminal to look up the locations of, at least the locations of Boom Goes the Firewall and Club 1010010101000.
Not a girl. Boom Goes the Firewall is a location. It is a IRL Netrunners Club. It is just inside the commercial district. It is abutting the industrial district. It is there for reasons. And as you search for the other one, nothing comes up.
Okay. I have a strong feeling that the second location might be on the net. But that does give us at least a location to look for now, in the real. The /0 mage. Jacob, that name doesn't ring any bells for you, does it?
Nah, that tech stuff was never really my thing, neither.
Hey, Troy, got an idea what this means?
This name is reading as null.
What the fuck's a null?
It is null.
Like you can't, like you don't know the name?
/0 registers as null.
Oh, okay.
Null mage?
Oh, okay. The Null Mage. Oh, that's cute. That's cute.
Is that like... Okay, look. I was never that good at math, so somebody's gonna have to catch me up.
Roy, what is
It's
null
math
mean?
things. Don't worry about it. It just means null. That's how math works anyway.
This is why I dropped out.
Troy, could
Right?
you define null for us?
A position in memory without value.
Just blank space?
Less than that.
Oh.
So me after I drink too much?
I do not understand the euphemism.
Yeah, it seems like I'm right. Good to know.
Yep. It was a good one.
All right. So we're stuck without our driver. What were
It's
they doing
not
again?
driving.
I just like zoned out there.
They're gonna be checking out Jacob's apartment to see
Sweet.
if they could
Alright.
get any more clues.
How long
I am equipped with basic driving protocols.
I mean, I can drive too, you know.
Slight problem of a car.
I have a +1, Kai. Shut the fuck up.
We don't have any cars neither.
Bingo. Well, we do have those bikes.
We have the bikes, but are we really gonna be riding in the fucking sandstorm right now?
Nope. I think
That
we're
That
gonna
would
be.
be unwise. yes.
How far is it? That's the important question.
Like you can
Not
look
that
on a
far, it's
map.
good.
I have an idea based on looking at the map. You know,
You're on the
it's
terminal. I didn't want to look it up.
It's a hip and a a hop and a skip. Just right on over. But I'm not driving. Not in this sandstorm.
Would you like to walk?
I'm not going. Not unless we have a way to enclose, and our only vehicle right now for me is a bike.
Well, you're in clothes, so
Did Patty just make a pun?
I say we let Troy check out what's going on with this null mage.
I think that might be our best option. Troy, do you feel comfortable in diving back in to maybe see if you can see where this club 10100101000 is, or maybe go and see if you can find somewhere to find out about Mr. Null Mage? The
Could be a
Null
miss.
Mage.
could be a miss.
Troy looks down at his perfectly intact leg and then says, I believe I can handle this.
Hey, just before you go, just so you know, if you ever want to talk about it, I'm here. Okay, I've dealt with my fair share of weird shit. So if you could, I might not understand it all 100%, but I could at least help you work through it. Okay.
Perhaps another time.
Another time.
So, yeah, Troy jumps into the net one last time.
Once more into the brink, huh?
Yep.
Once more into the breach. Sorry.
Once more into the breach.
Okay. Back at the net. Back at Main Street. Walking out from the terminal. You think to yourself, Club 10100101000. And for anybody else whose brain wasn't binary, this wouldn't work as a location. You automatically convert this to its higher decimal form. On your map, on your deck, what happens is it guides you to a space that's blank. On the map, there's nothing there. The map zooms in. You try and get closer. Nothing. It just is a line to nothing. What do you do?
Pondering that for a moment, This is just like a map to the physical location. This is not like some kind of like.
As you approach said location. As you head down the main street of the net, you follow the promenade, and it takes you down a blind alleyway, around a corner, and you stand there. There's nothing there but the abyss, the blackness of the net when nothing has rendered in.
It's just like nothingness. Could Troy reach out and feel if something's there?
He feels nothing, but his hand disappears into the abyss.
Is it possible for Troy to go to the hardware layer from here?
No, it is not.
Alrighty. Well, Club 6000 seems to be a bust as far as Troy can tell.
2,600.
2,600, thank you. So he goes back and he starts looking for this Knoll Mage thing. What can he find out about this Knoll Mage?
Aspen, if you only knew. Netrunners don't like to leave tracks. Netrunners are essentially the hikers of the net. They like to hike in and leave even less than they brought in. They'll even clean other people's trash out of the way. So to find the footsteps of even a moderately experienced netrunner in the net requires a degree of capability, experience, knowledge of how netrunners may think and operate.
I don't think Troy would really have that knowledge yet.
I'm gonna flip a coin. Where the fuck did I put my coin? Okay, maybe I'm not gonna flip a coin after all.
I have a coin.
You stole it
I
from
like
him.
it.
Good job.
I like it better. Flip the coin.
All right.
What'd you get?
Heads.
A proximity alert from Next IDS pops up on your screen. Apparently, Passerby's software is designed to let you know when passerby is near.
Troy follows that. He follows that actually quite eagerly.
So you step into the abyss.
Wait, it's... Oh. I guess he does.
You're in a club. Blues, greens, pinks, purples. The drumming. People sitting in booths, and up top, looking over the railing from up above, grinning maniacally like a proud papa whose son has come home from his first semester at college. There looks down at you, passerby. We see Krill and Dalton in the car arriving at the Bachelor Block Apartments.
Okay, so you know what the plan?
Go in, analyze, try and find any evidence of who broke in so we can get the next clue of what we should do.
Yeah. I recognize we're both a little fumbly. You mind if I wait by the car? Do you need help?
Kinda. Could you watch these two? And Krill points to one, aka Chip, and Snips, aka number 5.
Yes, I can definitely watch them.
Okay. Sugar, Trix, number 4, you're with me. And their crutch in hand, she goes into the building. Well, she goes to the front gate of the building.
Okay. As you are free to approach the entrance of the building, there's a vestibule which you can freely enter. There are elevator banks to your left and right. You are free to take any of them as you see fit.
He is surprised by the lack of any security, but whatever. It's kind of sad that, like, even her stupid industrial elevator is somehow even slightly more protected than this, but okay. She pushes the major living complex, this elevator button where thousands of people live in a single place, and just goes up.
Bing!
As soon as Krill's out of sight from the car, Dalton makes sure not to hit any of the robots behind him, and then just leans the seat back and for the first time takes a lay down that he chose to have.
I'm falling over a lot.
Yeah.
You reach level 4. The doors open. You've seen your way to this apartment already, having followed the camera footage, following Jacob to his apartment door.
Before she even falls to the apartment door, though, she starts changing her ocular sensors. She's trying to see if she can bring more textures and details to light right now. Hoping to highlight footprints currently.
Oh, there's a lot. There's a lot. I mean, there's a lot. Like a lot of low-level labor lives here. A lot of like work boot prints, that sort of thing. Just layer after layer after layer of dirt and grime. Seeing as probably the cleaning budget for the facilities is not exactly a priority, shall we say?
They're not affording security. They can't afford to wash the floors. What she does do, though, is she knows she wasn't going to get too much info here. What she does do is just the foot around Jacob's door. That's what she's trying to focus on. How many different footprints in that small little thing?
Many perpendicular. Yeah. But not many parallel, but not many perpendicular to the door. 2 sets perpendicular to the door. You can get a clean image of half of one. If you'd like to save that.
Oh, without a doubt, yeah.
Okay.
She goes to open the door.
It's locked.
See, okay. Jacob didn't give me his key.
It's okay.
Whatever. Your tech likes me better. She just pretends to faux an electronic lock and just runs her hand over it.
Spend your fate points and door opens as it does like you better.
Oh, I don't even need to roll.
No, you're fine. You're fine. Spend your fate point.
All right.
This is not Fort Knox, as it were.
Stepping in.
Sorry, Jacob.
stepping in, all three drones without hesitation just lift and begin a scan. In fact, Trix, in particular, you can see her ocular scans in a, grid-lined projection as she's moving over everything.
You immediately find matching footprints for the half of footprint you found outside the door, all over this apartment, seemingly coinciding with the whirlwind that has struck this apartment. Any place in particular you'd like to look at?
Okay, so obviously the first thing Krill needs to do is number 4 moves up to the waxy substance on the wall and tries to get a general chemical scan of it.
It is a waterborne wax paint that is solventless.
Oh. They didn't want this to come off. Brill immediately starts to Google where you can... she duckets where you can get this specific type of paint, because this feels particular.
Vera brand artist's paint.
Artist paint. All right. Think about our section. Kind of. Krill seems to. What's the average price of this paint?
Moderately high. It's a niche paint used, generally speaking, in applications for artists where a solvent could destroy a subsurface or medium layer. So the wax paint is actually suspended in water and is applicable that way, and the water evaporates off without damaging anything underneath it.
That's actually quite incredibly smart. Nodding with that system, she simply checks to see chance of this being from the well, iffy. Chance of this being on east side, that's a bit likelier. She does a general search to see if any of the east side stores are selling it.
Oh yeah, it's a widely available brand for a number of uses. It just seems to be that the artist's market is the most lucrative as far as shall we say artisanal and niche sales go. But it's a widely available compound.
Can you find it at the Home Depot? Yes. Are you gonna find it more are you gonna find it in more abundance so at the art store? Yes. Okay. She pings how many art stores are within 10K?
Two.
Sweet. That narrows it down quite nicely. Which one? She just does a quick check to see if either of them are bargain style.
Nope.
Neither? Okay, it could be either. Alright. She actually does walk up and going into her little coat, she takes out just a little plastic container with almost looks like a pill container, but what it is a sample closet. She just scrapes a little bit in there, takes for later, keeps the exact pigment. Now the footprints are quite everywhere. Ooh. Heaviest will be once Jacob is here and the aggression has begun. This person was likely calmest before Jacob got here, knowing people's reactions. Trix, when you float over, highlight the lighter footprints and try and ignore the heavier ones. Only specifically these. And as she does, the whole scattering of footprints start to filter away to only specific ones. Krill wants to see what they did before Jacob got here. She's trying to following once they enter the room. Where are they going?
Yeah, that's fine. Order of events is they weren't there before Jacob. They waited for...
Oh, they came from behind.
Yeah.
All right, so there aren't very many light footprints, period.
Correct.
All right, no, that's not going to be helpful. What could be helpful? Well, okay. She can clearly see where Jacob got tied up, where all of his footprints stop, and he's drugged. He's like dragged over. Now, does it look like there was a struggle before he was tied to the chair? Or was it no?
It looks like he was dragged to that chair.
No struggle, dragged. With no resistance. Okay. Definitely either knocked out or drugged. His system when I did the quick scan. No, I didn't give him the full scan. I did it on Dalton. Shit. That would have been useful. How many rooms are in this apartment?
Jacob?
My bad. That would be it. It's just a 1-bedroom.
So
it's just that.
Studio?
No, 1-bedroom.
Okay.
Okay, so there is like a kitchen and a bath. And...
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Jacob said everything was still here, but they clearly roughed up the place. Krill does a scan for wiretaps.
Give me a scan. Give me a roll.
Oh, -2. You dits.
Oh, we'll call this investigate. Would you care to bend anything?
Yeah, I'm going to spend a fate point for a +1.
Are you a +2? You have investigative 2. You rolled a -2, so you'd get a +2 after you spend a fate point.
Oh, you double it.
No? Fate points are worth 2.
No? Oh, I thought they were only +1.
No,
absolutely. Then, yeah, I would like
assistance is +1. Fate points are +2.
Yeah, I'm spending another fate point then. Absolutely.
Give me an invocation.
This really is a moment of... This is... If it's not your tech likes me better, I think this is more pulling the high aspect of this is a mechanical marvel.
Okay.
This is her understanding technology more than anything else. Like, this person is tossing up everything. If they weren't putting in a bug, they were taking one out, and maybe there's some leftovers of whatever they were doing.
What kind of investigation are you doing? Describe the nature of the very investigation you are doing.
God forbid a fleshling was in this room, as many people would not recognize the penetrative scans going on right now in the room, as these eyes are looking through the top layers of everything. They're trying to reflect any bit of copper, any bit of iron, tech, anything. She is trying to highlight any amount of technology in the room, especially looking for anything that isn't like obvious, like the TV or the inline atmosphere systems. She's walking through this horde, well, this clusterfuck of a place, stepping over things as she does. The drones are swooping under debris and looking about through it. Nothing?
Nothing.
You got the last check then. She's just gonna do an atmospheric check. Check the gases in the room. Anything smells suspicious?
Give me a roll.
No. That's ending in a 0 total. So, yeah.
So you've got your you've got a boot scan, full and complete. And you've got at least a couple of leads on the nature. You've got information on the nature of what was the medium that was scrawled on the wall, and at least a couple of leads on it.
They made Jacob bleed. She knows that. She looks to see if there's a blood splatter.
There is. Right by where the imprint of the floral chair legs, just a small amount. There wasn't an arterial spray from his cheek, but you can see a little bit of blood.
Projecting, looking at the height of the chair leg and seeing the table, she knows exactly how tall Jacob is. Sitting, she can appropriate. She's trying to estimate, like, how tall is this strike coming from?
Somewhere between
No, I understand what's going on.
4 and 7 feet.
Damn, big range, but at least it means he was standing above Jacob when the slash came. Okay. The 7 feet, though, is decent. That means the strike got pretty low as well. So if it wasn't a tall person, it was a large, overhanded strike. At this point now, actually, Trix is even... There's just like a projection in front of Krill as her mind has been assembling it, replaying it over in this like gross pixelated projections, but it's doing what she needs for her.
Krill's communication goes off from Dalton.
Pardon?
I'm calling.
Oh, sorry. You said goes off.
Like it rings off, whatever, however yours does.
Hey, what's up?
I'm so bored. Are you done with what you're doing?
Give me a moment. I've got one last thing I want to see.
Okay,
Krill goes to open up Jacob's fridge.
there's an ice cream truck. I'll be there if I'm not in the car. Hangs up.
Swear to God.
Bare essentials.
Yep. Artificial egg. Protein base. Bottled water. Yeah, it looks about right. Standing in the kitchen, she just thinks, what the fuck were they smashing up everything with? And as she's thinking, it's gonna, camera kind of just hands away from her the destroyed apartment, taking full space before it quickly pans left through the door. And as it does, we cut away.
We find Dalton now sort of slowly limping his way back down the street with an ice cream cone in each hand, alternating the licking from one to the other, both of them for him. What flavors are they, Dalton?
One of them is like a lemon vanilla, and the other one is tiger tail.
And what is tiger tail?
Tiger tail is a small amount of black licorice, larger amount of orange flavor.
As you go to lick the tiger tail. Hey there, fella. How's the ice cream doing?
Turns to look.
A not even 5 foot, mildly glowing lines up his arms.
He's tall enough. He's tall enough. He could be him.
Part male pattern baldness.
Starting to reflect my hairline back at me.
Looking right at you.
Giordano, but my friends call me Bruno, right?
Hey! How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing pretty good. How are you doing?
I'm okay. You look a little worse for wear there, though, my guy.
Yes. Someone told me if I work out, I'd be in better physical shape and I would look good to all the ladies, and instead it just makes me want ice cream and to die.
I haven't had ice cream in years.
Oh, what do you like, lemon or black licorice?
Blackberry.
That's not what this is, but have this one.
No thanks, my guy.
The old loss.
So, how are you these days? What you up to?
You know, me and my team. You remember the team, right?
I remember everything.
There you go. The team. We've, we got a base recently. I was very excited to drive the mech, but it turned out to be a bathroom.
You can always clean things like that up.
I just haven't had the stomach to do it, you know? It's been kind of awful.
I mean, it looks like you got plenty of stomach to do stuff with.
Okay, Giordano, my friends call me Bruno. Let's not start roasting each other here. My buddy, the one with the thunder legs there, he got his ass kicked here last night. No, you heard anything about it? I mean, you remember
I hear everything.
Yeah.
So anyway.
So what about that? No. So what about that though? Did you see that? What? Do you see Jacob get his ass kicked?
I see everything.
There's no easy way to engage with you, is there?
There's no easy way to engage with life.
Don't I know it? So what are you looking for, bud? What do you stop by for? I don't see you that often anymore. It's like you forgot about me.
I don't forget about anything. You know that. I don't like other people.
I feel honored. Do you dislike, what do you dislike in other people? Like, let's say the Nils?
So desperate. So pointless.
That is what my friends have been calling me for the past week.
Oh. Not you, buddy. I'm talking about the Nils. They're really kind of pathetic at the end of the day, wouldn't you think about it?
Yeah, I don't disagree. They tried to bomb every fixer in NSF, which would have put a lot of good mercenaries out of work.
Such as yourself?
Well, I don't like to toot my own horn, but yes.
You're just a late bloomer, that's all.
That's also what they've been saying.
Oh, who's they, by the way?
Oh, you remember them, the team.
Oh, yes.
You know,
the ragtag bunch of misfits you've fallen in with.
Yeah, there's Thunderlegs, there's the Tits, there's the Sex Bot, there's the other Tits, and the Fish Monster.
Fish Monster. I'm aware of that one.
Yeah. She's the one who set us up the bomb.
One must be careful before they act.
She's gotten much better since then. I got her upstairs analyzing paint or something, but you know, I let her go alone because I trust her now. That's how good things have gotten.
Oh, that's nice. I like that you have friends finally.
Sometimes you unsettle me so deeply, Giordano, but my friends call me Bruno.
But everybody calls me Bruno. And he disappears before your very eyes.
Dalton's gonna put the tiger tail one in the garbage and go back to the car. And when Dalton gets back, he looks in the backseat to make sure that Krill's drones are still there.
Are they still there?
It looks like it, but I can't remember how many you told me to put, how many to watch.
And now there's 14 of them.
Oh no. I left and they progenerated.
They don't have the reproduction protocols yet.
Yet.
Jinx.
Yeah.
Yeah, at this point you just hear the door beside you though, Dalton, just that. Okay. Not a lot actually. Jacob wasn't kidding. Everything's there. Everything's wrecked to shit. He got his ass kicked. Seemed like he was unable to put up a fight. Probably knocked out or drugged. Should probably get a physio on that to better know. And she pulls out the little container with the red wax in it. This is a very particular paint. And we have a heading. There are 2 stores in the area that we can check.
Okay. I can do that. I'm sorry, I don't know if you eat ice cream. He says as he's licking a cone.
I've never had ice cream.
Okay, well, better not have some. Last time someone fed you something, you almost exploded. Takes off.
Give me a driving check.
0.
That was the best response.
As the taillights from Dalton's Supra fade into the sunset, into the sandstorm, into the sun, off in the distance. You just hear, I sure hope he does well.